welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
Didn't break it, I don't think.
A good Friday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage, live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. Thank you to everyone for tuning in live on EdmontonSportsTalk.com, on TuneIn, on iHeartRadio. For those listening on YouTube, okay. Big Uke, I'm talking here.
Sorry.
I'm trying to do a setup here.
Hey, be nice.
I'm talking. My show, haven't welcomed you in. You're just doing a side conversation. We're on YouTube. Thank you to all those listening on the podcast. Big Uke apparently doesn't care as much about you. Presented by Sentinel Storage again. This is going to be a fun hangout today. It's a Friday. Fridays are always fun. But I think we have a good crew today. Hashtag glue crew even. But this is a good crew today. Jay Milne's in as he is on Fridays. Big Uke, Nasty Club winner for the month of, did I tell you?
I think it was February.
He's in the Hangouts.
Nice.
So round of clicks. And back on the Hangouts, I've been neglecting getting to him. I don't know why. Because he's always fun in here. Damon Bunting with us once again on the Hangout. Thank you for coming back.
Thank you for having me.
You guys keep taking him on your show.
Yeah, because we like him.
I
Hello.
know.
We have fun.
Yeah, he likes me more than he likes you.
I think
I'm
most people
okay
do.
with that.
Yeah, it's
Where are you? Dusty didn't put you in the photo. He's cut off.
Oh, that's perfect.
That sounds about right.
Well, put it up on your socials. Where can people follow you, though, Damon?
Damon Bunting Real Estate.
Where can people
Instagram.
follow you?
If you want people to follow you.
Well, I always love people following me. I think Twitter is at IThrowYouCatch, because my last name's YouCatch. That's how we tell people to pronounce it. IThrowYouCatch.
Not spelt that way.
No. Actually,
Catch is not spelt like catch, is it?
on Twitter, on my handle it is.
Oh, but not
my
your name.
actual
Yeah, your
last
name. Right.
And then I think Instagram's just Nathan YouCatch.
And Jay, how do people follow you?
At Jason Milne on Twitter and at Jason Milne on Instagram.
Easy peasy.
That ages me.
Why does that age
How
you?
so?
Well, because the younger people have to do things like I throw you catch, just because their Nathan you catch is taken. Right?
Yeah, you're
I signed up for this stuff
early
so
enough.
long ago
Oh, yeah, that's
that
true.
I got
The
my
first Jason you were
my full
dating.
name. I was the original, the OG,
not
Jason Milne.
Mill _11.
So it should have been Jason Mill, not Milne.
yeah. Actually, you know what's funny? Damon and I, we go way back. Like we grew up going to church together. Damon's a bit older than me, but was my brother's age. So we ran in the same circles. And Damon would know the struggles of having a last name of Milne because, well, primarily Winkle. He was the worst. Jared Winkle.
Yeah.
He would always say Millen. He always to this day still
That's
says
funny.
it. I'm
On
his
purpose?
child's godfather, for goodness sake.
He knows this?
Yes, yeah.
Or is it on purpose, or is it just that's how he's
I
always?
really don't know, Maddie.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm in on it or he's in on it. But Millen. But nobody here has ever had a problem with it.
Well, that's because the E's after the N.
I think, yeah, but you'd be surprised. Reed says it very proper. So I think that usually kicks it off because people trust Reed in terms of grammar and
For Milne?
Yeah.
Well,
Milne.
but you were also here before we had Reed on here.
Yeah.
And we're all crushing it.
Yeah,
I think it's because you were working with Dusty before when you guys called Bears games.
Yeah,
And he
and
knew
it's-
your name as Milne.
it's really not that hard, but it just
It doesn't
is
seem
Not
like
a
it would
difficult
be.
name to pronounce, I think.
Yeah.
Well, it's very similar. So what's my occupation?
Real estate.
What?
Realtor.
What's that?
Realtor.
Yeah. What am
Realtor?
I? Hey, have you guys ever heard people say realtor? Realtor?
No.
I hear it all the time.
Realtor.
I'm going to have to listen now.
are
when
you
I
a
hear people talk
realtor?
about-
Oh, they had like
no,
an I
I'm
in
a
there?
realtor. Yeah. But
Oh,
a lot of
God.
people.
Okay.
I can see
Pronounce
this
it that
is
way.
going down the rabbit hole of grammar,
Oh, big time.
pronunciations. It's usually a Friday special on the Hangout.
When you're here.
Yeah.
I remember I had a coach, he kept calling me Bunning. And actually, I have a couple people still call me Bunning, not Bunting. I'm like, so the T's not silent.
Yeah. Just taking
But
out
just-
a letter.
Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is, right? I won't complain.
Growing up playing hockey in tournaments and stuff, whenever they'd have an in-arena announcer, it was always just Nathan, and then they'd be a lengthy pause.
Well, you
And
could
then,
say you, Chaz. Like,
Yeah, but they wouldn't even do that.
But when they're reading it,
the
when they're
CZ throws
looking at
people
it,
off.
and he's over on the ice,
Usually I was in the
that's
penalty
the same.
box.
I could. Oh, okay.
I didn't get many points.
I've never felt so small in the hangout. Sitting beside this, what do we call you? The
Mountain
mountain
manly magma with
manly
other
magma.
M words thrown in.
Magnificent manly man.
You always try to add a new one.
Magnificent.
Yeah. Big dude.
Big dude. Big
dude.
uke.
Big uke. That makes sense.
It checks out.
It works.
Yeah.
It works.
I'm not joking.
As I said, the Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada storage experts, more than 2 decades helping Canadians through life's transition. Canadian storage provider, sentinel.ca. I just actually like the fit checks that we have today. Damon's coming in. just
Damon
looking
always
sharp.
dresses well.
Absolutely. And then the outfit Uke's got is awesome.
I think it might be the best one here, and that says a lot.
It does say
It says a lot.
my master's green.
Yeah.
Maddie's got the salmon shorts on.
I'm just going very basic, but it's short season.
Less is more.
Definitely short
It's
season.
almost flip flop season too.
But you
It is
did
almost flip-flop
match
season.
the hue of the color on your shirt with your shorts. So somebody that we both know would be very happy about that.
Fair enough. I was gonna wear a plain black shirt, but I didn't want to.
But you took it to the next level, Maddie.
I didn't even realize that.
You
so
did.
I feel lucky. And
Second nature to you.
I
Fashion is
hate
second
doing
nature.
colors. I can't figure out
I
colors.
wish I could dress.
I
don't you wish
don't
like you
know.
could dress like these guys? See, we're bigger fellas. So Damon, that fit you got on there with the nice, you got the the cool light denim.
It's
The color scheme is
It's a little
amazing. It's
it doesn't
incredible.
breathe very well. On
it looks like haircut's pretty fresh too.
fresh,
it is
fresh
pretty
trim.
fresh.
What's
Yesterday.
fresh? Yesterday, okay.
That's pretty fresh.
That's pretty fresh.
Yeah. So
But like I can't do that with the big guys. You know,
It's
like
tougher.
maybe I can. Maybe I,
think
should go
you
shopping
can.
with you.
let's go shopping.
All right.
Because really, you just have to own it.
Are you my daddy? Are you gonna pay?
Well, no. I'll be your handler, but
You'll
No,
pick it
I-
out, but you're still paying for it.
you just have to own whatever you do, right? Like you wear
guess.
it, you just own it, and then nobody really knows.
Very
It's
true.
like when
Proper
you,
fits too.
just like back in the day, JB Media, we would go into these events and you just own like you belong.
Yeah.
and then
Hey, but
nobody
you did
worries.
belong in the end.
I do now.
Well, you-
I faked it till I made it.
When you
that's
guys
the key
went
to
to
success, really.
when
Fake
you
it till
guys
make
went to
it.
those Christmas parties, you owned it
We did.
enough that you knew you were part of that company. For that
right.
night, you were forever part of that company.
For that night, we were employees of EPCOR
right?
Yeah,
or the Brick.
Colt
For-
engineering.
Anyone
There's-
can pretend to be an employee.
Forever,
That
you
was
will
a
be.
good one.
You could add those to your resume. I worked there. I was at their Christmas party.
That's right. I
would do
actually, for the first time on the
Absolutely.
weekend, I was always boycotting Wedding Crashers because I always in my mind said we did that before this movie even came out, and I watched it on the weekend.
Oh yeah, thoughts?
Wait, you watched Wedding
For the
Crashers
first time?
for the first time in your
time.
life this last weekend?
Yeah, I mean, and I
Which
love,
I've got to say,
I
20
love
years.
Vince Vaughn. Yeah, I think it was about 20 years.
That's shocking.
And
Wow.
yeah, Owen. I'm like, they're great, but it was just stuck in my head that I am
05.
not going to watch this.
That's what Maryland's about. Crab cakes and football.
Ma,
Great movie.
it is a good movie.
Oh, wow. So
what were your
why don't you give
thoughts?
us a review? Yeah.
It's like watching any older movie. It's not like what it is today, right? Which I like that, but I mean, it was well done. I mean, Will Ferrell's always fun, right? But
Mhm.
I mean, it was good. But
Died in a hang
I
gliding
think
accident.
I
What a
think we
loser.
could have done
Died.
better. Yeah,
I just think you've been missing out on so many.
Meatloaf joke?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Mom, the meatloaf.
Like now you're like, oh my gosh.
there it is. Well, I would see clips of that, right? Or
Yeah.
there's the meme, right, when he's
Yeah.
right. But
But now you know the context of it and the character of Will
I
Ferrell.
know.
Oh, that is so.
That is a good movie.
They couldn't
Yeah.
make that movie now, could they?
I think most movies made pre 2015 probably couldn't be made nowadays.
I
Early
want-
2000 stuff.
I always feel like that.
I've maybe the pendulum is coming back to the
No.
side of saying, yeah, maybe they could.
I think it's there, like, because I always, like, I would have thought Seinfeld could be made these days. But it's always, people always tell me, I never watched the show, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. They're doing that stuff. And
True.
they've been doing it for a long time.
It's a great show.
And South Park gets away with a lot of stuff. Not gets away, they do a lot of
Oh, they
stuff.
still do, yeah.
But South Park has to
right.
get away with it because it's animated. Like that plays a part into it.
Sure, okay, but then It's Always Sunny
It's not.
apparently gets away with a lot of stuff too and stuff. And So it's
because they got Danny DeVito.
I
Get away with
think
anything.
I think people have just been more cautious. But Vince Vaughn has talked about recently on I think the Hot Ones about why they don't do comedies anymore, and he says it's not moneymakers for these movie companies, so they
Yeah.
don't want to do it anymore.
It's
And
not a
they're looking
superhero
for
movie.
They want something that they can sell with the multiple IPs that they could go sell comic books with and
Yeah.
action figures with and do all these other things with it. And then they're going to be able to do a sequel after sequel after sequel, and they're going to make hundreds of millions of dollars. They don't have time to put in $40 million for a comedy to make $80 million.
But they put in a little bit more and make 150. You know,
I'd buy a Will Ferrell action figure,
I'd buy another one.
You
What?
have
Wait,
one.
right?
Yeah.
Like if they start promoting a new show with Will, I don't know. I'd have no problem.
Matt Hyman
Investing
in
in
the
that.
nasty chat. Big Uke needs a long drink in his hand.
I mean, he probably does.
Does he?
Would you like a drink?
Would you like a long drink?
I'd love a long drink.
Would I got to go see? I have to go find it because I got to see if there's any in my fridge. Do you need anything? Are you good with water?
Water's good for me today.
Do you need anything?
I got an iced coffee on the go.
Thank you.
Okay.
But you know what, Matt?
Wouldn't be the
Hey,
first time I drank alone
Matty,
at 9 in the morning.
It's Friday. Surprise me.
Ooh.
You want one?
Bring something. I don't know. Do your thing.
It's not one of those pops in
I'll
the
be fair.
beer fridge.
We don't have. Oh, actually,
Oh,
those are
you-
Zach's.
Yeah, Zach's got a meeting with the big boss later about that. That was a whole thing this morning.
I missed part of that. What would you want? Traditional or sugar free?
Let's go
No.
No?
I
Yeah,
like
well,
the sugar free.
I like them
Okay.
both.
Okay. Get
Bring
them one
one
of
of
each,
Bring the because I'll take one blue and one of these. They're in my fridge.
and then surprise me with a beer out of the fridge in a solo cup, and I'll give it a live review.
Rip. He'll make it a short drink.
It's Friday.
He's good for now.
Ah, the nasty chat. So funny.
Yeah. Well, you're a big contributor.
That's even
to the
better now
Nasty
because you're
Chat.
not in it right now.
Oh, don't say that.
Oh,
I think
it's okay.
Just kidding.
No, he's not,
Big
no.
Uke and I love each other.
That's not what you told me on Tuesday. You literally
I don't think
walked
I did
past
not.
me in line. I was grabbing a beer when I just got there and walked past me and said, I hate you.
That's because you also at one point didn't you gave
That
Eric
was
a
way
beer, and
after
you
I didn't buy you
me
a beer. That was I hadn't
That
even
is
gotten my
so
first
funny.
beer with the ticket yet, sir.
Didn't even
The
buy me a
event
beer.
of course, Big Uke is referring to is the Kids Sport Bids for Kids down at the Bell and Scona on Tuesday night with Trey and Tyrell Ford,
who were great.
who
They
were
were-
great.
they were
I thought,
awesome.
Maddie, I got to give you credit here because I had to bounce, right? I had a sick one at home and just needed to get home, and I listened to the broadcast in my car on the iHeartRadio app, and it was perfect. Like it like for on location for the setup that you had, it was bang
There
on.
was one
It was
mic issue
very
right
well
at the
done.
beginning, but then you fixed that pretty quick.
And then it came back though for some reason a little later, and I go fix it again.
The
But
feedback?
it was and it's
Yeah.
between the mics. It wasn't with the speaker. It was
Well,
between the
they're
mics.
just too
weirdly
cool.
enough.
Maybe they're
Well, those mics are a little finicky. We need to get better mics. We're gonna do more on
round of
locations
clicks for
and
you
stuff.
though, Maddie.
Well,
done.
thank you. But they were fantastic.
They were.
Trey's really embracing the QB1 role.
Big time. You could tell like every question, just like he would jump to answer it. Like he was definitely you could tell he's a quarterback, always used to talking to, in a huddle and stuff. He was definitely embracing it though. It was a great event. It was really cool.
Well, how cool is that to play with your brother?
I think that'd be amazing.
Like you
Especially
see
professionally.
you see the Kachuk brothers. I'm like, but how cool would that be? Like when they're in the penalty box.
Yeah.
And Fournette,
Cute.
I'm like, that's pretty special,
I was
right?
really hoping
If you could hold everything.
sugar-free.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, what have you been doing in your office, Maddie?
Well, they're
That's
here.
why the do not disturb sign's
yeah.
always.
It's if they could also win the championship together and you hoist the Grey Cup together, like that feeling that you'd have. of-
Yeah.
Oh, that picture would just be
amazing.
unreal. That would be unreal. It'll happen.
I think I've got a sour.
Do you like sours? That's
I
a
like
no.
this one.
Oh, okay.
I don't know whose it is, but
Well,
Maddie, you
that's
know what?
just
I'll get through
delicious.
it. It's almost like grapefruit. You know
Because
when you have
you
like,
could have the long drink and I'll finish that for you.
you know
if
when
you'd
you
like.
have the sourness of grapefruit, sometime off the rind or the skin of a grapefruit.
Fresh.
Yeah, that's that. So this is like a breakfast drink.
Well, so it's just
Spin zone.
Breakfast drink.
aren't
Nice.
these grapefruit?
just juice, a little bit of grape juice, grapefruit juice.
Just an adult juice. 9:30 in the morning.
I remember one time having you on, Damon. You talked about that, like your interest in the CFL waned over the years a little bit. Is what the Elks doing at all stuck you in a little bit right now?
I think so.
Yeah?
I think there's a new energy, and I mean, even bringing, the front office in, and they care about the community, which I think is really important. I think, you lose sight of that over a few years, and But yeah, I think free agency was fun to watch. So yeah, I mean, it's I've always been a supporter. It's just it did wane.
It wasn't. Oh, when did they play this week? I got to sit down and watch it type thing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, right, I recorded the game. Should I watch it? It turned into that, right? But
and then more often the times, no, I should. Because look at this score.
I'll watch the first quarter when they were winning 14-0, and then I'll turn it off.
Yeah, exactly. So, but no, I mean, it's a great product, and I mean, it's a Canadian game. But I mean, I'll say this: like this time of the year, how good is it, right? Like we're heading into playoffs for NHL, NBA, NFL drafts coming. We just had Final Four. Auburn lost. Heartbreaker. Yeah, that's well, that was back in the day. You had Bo Jackson, Charles Barkley, Frank Thomas.
I forgot Barkley was from Auburn until I was seeing the end of the game, and he's on the panel. I was like, oh yeah, he's hurting right now because they lost.
Yeah, that was a heartbreaker, but those were good games.
Well, you could be a Duke fan like I am, and that heartbreaker is a little harder, I would say.
That
Just
shot
heartbreak
flag
year
missed.
after year after year.
Oh,
after
Proctor.
year.
I'll go with
Oh yeah,
just hit the free throw, dude.
that's right.
Just hit one free throw. You missed the second one. It's a 2-point game. We'll see what happens. But you missed the first one. Oh, yeah. That one hurt.
That's tough. Great tournament. And actually, I think a buddy of mine was saying they're in Sacramento next year for some of the Final Four. Throwing a Kings game, and it's
Light the beam.
Light the beam, baby.
light the beam.
What's up with the Kings?
What is up with the
Because they're going to be in the playoff or the play-in.
They're in the play-in. They're
Who
guaranteed.
do we got?
They're so inconsistent.
Didn't they just beat the Warriors the other night when they were like plus 900 underdogs?
Spurs.
Yeah,
Oh, that was the Spurs.
Spurs hit the game-winning shot. Like Harrison Barnes hit the 3 to beat the Warriors.
They're minus 1,400 favorites, and they lost.
yeah. It's
Love to see it.
well, the King. I mean, I watched the last half of them beating Cleveland at home, and Cleveland had all their starters. Like they were going for the win, and then Detroit. That's a fun team to watch, actually. And the Kings can beat a lot of some of the big teams, and then they just don't show up. And there you have it. But I think we'll be all right.
You get Dallas in that first game.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. But then isn't it a death wish? Whoever wins goes to OKC.
Well, no.
How does that work?
So right now, there's 2 more games left in the NBA season. The battle for the last 2 play-in spots. In theory, it could still be Denver, Clippers, Warriors, Memphis, or the Timberwolves. 2 of those teams will meet in the 7-8. The winner of that game will take on the Houston Rockets in the playoffs. The loser of that game will play the winner of Kings Mavericks. Winner of that game goes. So the Kings need to win 2 games to get the Thunder.
Exactly. And that's
there's your reward.
yeah.
You get 2 wins, and all of a sudden, here's the OKC Thunder. Good luck.
Yeah. It'd be a fun series though. They actually play well. This year they don't beat OKC, but
I got some
they
stats
run and
on
gun.
OKC.
It's OKC. They're scary.
Are those playing games? Is it just one game?
1 game. So, and that's why if you finish 7-8, you're guaranteed 2 games.
Because
if you, or minimum, or like max 2, like, or whatever. It's, if you win, you're in. If you lose, you get one more shot.
It's like a page playoff for curling.
Yes. Yeah. If you 9-10, you have to win 2 or you're out. The moment you lose, you're done. The OKC Thunder this season, I think this changed. So I think it's 10-12. They're 10-12 against Denver, Dallas, Houston, Golden State, Minnesota, and the Lakers. They're below 500 against the teams that they're likely to see outside of Dallas in the playoffs.
That's a tough look.
That's why LeBron and those Lakers and Luka are going back to the title.
You think so?
I'm not confident. I can't. Truthfully, I wouldn't be able to bet against the Thunder like that.
Yeah.
If the Thunder are out of this, like if we're talking about, okay, who's the next team, I would take the Lakers over anyone right now in the West. LeBron knows how to get to a finals.
Probably not a bad bet.
And Luka just took the Mavs to the NBA finals.
Which makes that trade even more mind-blowing.
Right. He didn't have, like, he carried that. So now you're adding those 2 guys together. They both know how to carry a team to an NBA finals. I don't see Houston beating them if they really needed to. Denver's a mess. Clippers, they're going to get hurt, and they're always mess up. Warriors maybe is the one concern, but I'm not even that concerned about the Warriors in the sense of the Warriors will get hot for 3-pointers for a game or two, but then the 3-pointers going to go cold, and that's when you're going to beat them.
Yeah, that may be the case. Are Lakers that deep? Are they deep enough?
I think compared to everyone.
So right there, that's your
True.
depth.
Well, they got Austin Reeves, so like that 3 is really good. I think they've got a good 7 players type thing, like good starters, couple players for rotation. I think as you go down, like they don't have a big. That's going to be a big thing. But again, if I'm taking OKC out of this and saying like, okay, if who's the next best team, I do like the Lakers.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to how the games are called too.
Oh yeah,
right. Because I mean, if it's going to be your playoff like bump and grind, and not a lot's being called, I mean, with not having a big, it could be a challenge. But I mean, mind you,
but that opens up LeBron.
Yeah,
I think he could go because he's a physical guy, and he could.
Oh, he's very physical.
He can give back, right?
I love watching his flop highlights. You look at him and he draws a foul.
Hey,
right?
You'll get some of those games in the playoffs.
But yeah,
You ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I love what OKC did in the with the free agency and who they brought in. Like they brought some bangers in. Like even Caruso, he's a playoff player. Is it Harkenstein? Is that how you pronounce his name? He's
I'll take
great.
your word for it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
How many draft picks do they still have? 2025.
Don't they have
4 first-round picks?
I was going to say 4 first-round picks.
4 first round. 2026, they only have 1. 2027, they have 2.
Wow.
2028, they have 1. 2029, they have 2.
Wow.
Like they're
OKC
not.
could
They're
be a
not
problem
drafting.
for a long
They could be
time.
a problem for a long time.
They are not drafting 4 guys this year.
Well, why would you?
Well, they're trading.
But that's like what you can do with all that stuff, or at future deadlines, or like this year with those. Like, why? Okay, here's would be a question: would you take 4 first-round picks for Cooper Flag? Like, if that's the offer, if OKC says we'll give you the 4 picks, we want number 1 overall, we want Cooper Flag. If
Not
you're
a
that other
chance.
team, are you giving up Cooper Flag for the 4? Or are you wanting Cooper Flag?
I wouldn't do it. I think it's too much. It doesn't matter which way it's going. 4 first-round picks for one
I don't know
player.
if you have to, but that's a good question.
Yeah, you
Like,
wouldn't
okay,
have.
let's
to.
say
And they're
3.
late.
You give
They're
up
late
2
picks
probably.
too, right? They're not going to be lottery, or are they? No, are some of them protected?
The first pick, OKC has the right to swap its 2025 first pick for Houston's first pick, protected for selections 1 through 10, or the LA Clippers 2025 first. So that's going to be a later pick. They would then be drafting. They have a Miami pick, but protected 1 through 14, so it'd have to be 15 or later. They got the 76ers, which is protected 1 through 6, so that would have to be 7 or later. They got Utah protected 1 through 10, so it'd have to be 11 or later, and that's for this year. So they're all going to be mid to late picks, or they're going to be 2026. If you're OKC, though, you got all these players. Who cares if you give up 4?
I mean, salary is going to be an issue.
You're not going to bring all these players in. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, but where does Cooper Flag fit in on that team?
I don't know.
Where does Cooper Flag fit in the NBA? Is even a more broad question. I mean, at Duke,
That's
he's
a
a
good question.
6'9" point guard freak. This player is weird. You just don't see it every day. But where does he fit in a pro style game? Right? That's
That's the big question.
the question that I don't know if it's worth giving up that much, that many assets in trade picks or first round picks to go on a whim and just say this is the next guy.
Right. So if you're the other
Yeah.
team, I think you'd accept those 4 maybe then, or if like 3 first-round picks.
Well, I feel as if you're the team who would be drafting Cooper Flag, you're taking those picks. But
Absolutely.
Are you giving those picks?
I don't know
That's
if
the question.
OKC is giving it up. Maybe that's the more important way to say it.
Yeah.
I don't think OKC would give up their
Take
4
that
first round
risk.
picks for Cooper Flag. They've already got their superstar.
Hey, the more the better.
Nah,
And you'd have Cooper Flag locked
you
in
don't
for
know
a
that.
cheaper contract.
You don't know that with Cooper Flag. He's not an established NBA player.
Right, but what else are you going to do with these first-round picks? Like, I guess
Draft
one is try
people
to.
to build your team.
But again, you only have so many roster spots.
True.
You only have so much salary. This isn't the NHL where then there's
Yeah.
some guys will stay in the dub or the O or the CHL. Some guys could go to the American Hockey League. Some guys could go on your roster. You got 50 contracts.
D League,
overall.
Maddie.
It's called the G League because Gatorade sponsors it. Let's be proper here. Max Bezzosu says, I see Flag as Giannis eventually. I think there's an NBA star there. And with how young he is, like, unless you're trading those first round picks to go get an established NBA player to help you today, that puts you
Like
maybe
the
over the hump
Giannis,
or
the
something.
Greek freak Giannis?
Well, that's what Max Bezzosu thinks. Maybe could be a Giannis type player.
I mean, athletically, I see comparisons like Giannis. Oh, I mean, Giannis.
I don't see comparisons athletically. Giannis is a man.
Well, at how tall is he?
He'd probably be similar
Is he
height,
6'11" or something like that?
but Giannis will take you inside and be physical tough. I don't know. I mean, Cooper Flag. So maybe that is right. What Mex is saying, can see that becoming that. Cooper Flag would have to put on some weight.
Yeah, he said like it's
Sure. Okay,
the
that's fair.
upside.
The eventual
Yeah. Okay.
Upside
Okay.
of,
That's
of
fair.
Cooper
Yeah.
Flag could be a
I
Giannis
shouldn't doubt
type
But do you
player.
see
He's a smart
Giannis's
guy.
draft photo?
No. No.
Was he even 200 pounds? I don't know. Like Flag's
Right.
actually, he's a thick kid, like compared to some other players coming out of college. But yeah, I don't know. Will he translate? I think he'll be a very good player, but it's hard to say. I mean,
Still
the
a
league
big-
There's
is
a young
changing.
Giannis.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, he filled out.
Big time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Rip
That's-
City was also a Jags fan, by the way. Says there's no way
Hey.
it's the NBA. It's like 10 first round picks and swaps for Cooper Flag. So he doesn't think the team would give up Cooper Flag to get all those firsts. What is the NBA? I love draft lotteries. I'm not going to lie. They're always fun to watch. Unfortunately for the Edmonton Oil Kings yesterday, they lost
got
in a
hosed.
draft lottery.
He
They
dropped a third.
Yeah, they had the number one. They had the best chance of winning the number one overall pick in the WHL because of a trade. They had a pick, and they dropped the third, which isn't third or second.
They dropped a third.
Third.
Yeah. I thought
Yeah, I think you're right.
I saw third.
Which is a shame. Okay, I'm just gonna do a quick draft lottery simulator. I'm gonna do it I'm gonna do it 5 times just to get it a proper.
That's so many of those draft sims when the Oilers were terrible.
Okay, I got the 76ers first overall.
Ooh.
Yeah. Because I think Utah has the best chance. Utah and Washington and Charlotte have the best chances to get the number one.
I mean,
Is Cooper Flag a guy you're going to build around? I think OKC is just in that position where they've got such flexibility. They could go win an NBA title and then still add to their roster, either youth or by making a trade and bringing in some sort of vet.
Yeah, that's the wild part. They have a lot
It's
of
scary.
draft capital.
they have options.
They have options. And
And a
they got a
Canadian.
Canadian who might be the MVP this year.
I don't know.
Might?
I'd love to see him.
I'm always
like,
worried.
Might?
It's nuts what Joker's doing. It's
Might? This is over.
I'm always worried that it's a Canadian and he's not going to get the love.
SGA. No.
What do we got futures right now? I don't see any
Yeah.
futures for it.
There would be. He's like,
Colbert doesn't have anything up right now. I'd have to look up for other NBA futures. One thing I saw recently was he was the favorite.
Should be.
The odds. Here we go. What's the
I'd
most
love to
recent
see
odds?
it. And he is deserving, and I just think there's that voter fatigue too with Joker, right? But
There's always the voter fatigue.
Yeah.
oh,
it's-
don't get Maddie going on voter fatigue with Lamar Jackson and. Not
I actually wasn't
winning
going to
the
go there. I was going to go
MVP.
to NBA still.
Oh, sure. With Steve, what? Go ahead.
Steve Nash should have been a
Steve
three-time
Nash.
MVP.
There it is. Yeah.
Should have been a 3-time MVP. He deserved it that third year, but oh no, got to give it to Dirk because you can't give it to the Canadian 3 straight years because I can't remember at the time who had 3 straight. It was only one other person or something. Oh, I can't give it to the Canadian. Steve Nash deserved it that year.
oh, he did.
Matt's a big voter fatigue guy.
Yeah.
Vote
Yeah.
for who deserves it, not this guy's won. Oh, let's give it to someone else because it's their turn. That's called participation ribbons. You think my generation is ruined because of participation ribbons? It's because of that, because we have that type of voting. According to BetMGM,
That's a good point.
It's a great point.
SGA is minus 3,000 to win the MVP.
That means it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should mean it's over. Crazier things have happened.
Yeah, I'm very happy if and when he gets it, but if Joker gets it,
There's no way.
you can't deny a lot of the stats though either. But it's a good debate.
And then in a couple years, he'll go join the Lakers to join Doncic once
Oh,
LeBron's
boy.
ready to retire, and it's going to be the
I
those two
I
taking
welcome
over.
the day.
that LeBron retires.
I think most do.
Yeah, I'm. There's
I'll be
there's
intrigued
player
to see.
fatigue too.
But I also want to see how far can he go at this level. Because you look at his draft class and there's no one else producing. There's no one else playing still. And he's still, at the very least, he's a top 15 player still in the NBA at his age.
At 40, it's
it is
impressive.
impressive.
I want to know how much longer he can do this going that way.
Pull a Gordie Howe, play till you're 60.
I hope not that long.
Could you?
But like,
Play
could
with
he
Bronny's
go?
son.
Could he go play 3 or 4 more years at this level?
he can play 3 or 4 more years.
And I'd like to see him like push it that far
At
and
this
honestly,
level?
At this, like a top 15 NBA player, maybe top 20 if he drops a little bit.
The odds are against that.
Sure, but that's why I'd like to go. Like Tom Brady, the odds would have been against that, but that guy won a Super Bowl in his 40s.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Like, I would like to see LeBron do it because I think that, and honestly, for him, which he does care about legacy, that's one of the things he can have against MJ. Is look at my career. I did it from start to finish for this such a longer period than MJ did.
But I mean, so many of these, well, talk to Barry Sanders about that too, right? There's so many athletes that are like, I don't need that. And I'm going to go
Megatron.
out. And it's like, well, and even MJ could have played for years longer too. But no, it's
Did you
great.
see
I
his
mean,
Wizards?
what's that?
Did you see him with the Wizards?
Did you see who he was playing with?
Yeah, well, it's still, he's with the, like, it wasn't.
It's a different era.
Okay, so we're talking about MVPs.
Sure.
Do you think, and Matt Hyman also asked this in the nasty chat, Leon Draisaitl was the leader in the clubhouse to win. I'm blanking.
MVP.
The Hart. Sorry,
Hart.
I want to say MVP.
He's still the favorite.
because the definition of the definition of this trophy always makes it
The
different,
Hart
right?
Trophy is the most valuable player to,
To
their
their
team.
team.
There's a Ted Lindsay Award, which is voted on by the NHLPA. The definition of that is most outstanding player of the year.
which I think would
Best
probably
player of the year.
hold more
It does because it's voted on by the players.
credibility, right? So Reed brought it up recently. Do you think with Draisaitl being out here recently that now this could be Hellebuck's trophy?
Right now, according to Coolbet, Draisaitl is still the favorite. He's minus 145. Hellebuck's minus 111.
I mean, Hellebuck getting his 8th shutout last night definitely doesn't help Draisaitl's case. And he's got the franchise record for wins in a season now for the Jets. It's going to be very close.
What is it like? Did
45.
45.
40, he's like the
45 is the
17th
franchise,
player in the league to
and
ever do that.
And I think he might fall a game or two short of the
Well,
all-time.
he might
record.
even finish the season with a sub
Sub
2 goals against average, which is just. I think if
That's
that
why the others really need to go score some goals on Sunday.
Oh, if Leon's
Yeah.
back,
Leon
and
comes out and just
four,
scores a bunch.
If Leon's
you
back and
imagine,
scores
eh?
4, it's over. It's Leon, 100%.
The question is does Leon play?
I
anymore?
think he would.
Like, how
I mean,
much more?
Hellebuck, I mean, he's already getting the Vezina. So then,
Well, that's going to be the big thing too.
But
is if the
Leon's
voters,
health is
if the
the
voters
bigger
care
thing, right?
about
Yeah.
what the goalies have the
What do
Vezina.
we got? The Oilers are on the ice 10:30 today for the media avails. We'll find a little bit more when it comes to their roster for tonight. It was expected that Leon might play tonight and stuff.
our very own Tom Gazzola's on the scene.
well,
And Reed would be too. He's usually at morning skates.
I don't think he's going today.
No?
I think Leon has to, if he plays, he has to get 2 or 3 points in each game he plays for the rest of the season to show that I can be off, come back, I'm still the best. I'm still important. And they need to win these games for him to have a better chance of winning the Hart. Hellebuck's making a very strong case.
oh, he is. And well, Leon came his first game back.
Well,
He's
his first
like-
game back right there, that flipped the odds incredibly when he came back again. And I don't know, it's going to be very close.
There is, you also have to look at the Hart Trophy if we're going to focus on the Hart. That is voted on by Professional Hockey Writers Association. There's a lot of people out east that just famous, they don't watch a lot of games. So it's what are they going to look to? Are they going to look to the goalie in Winnipeg or are they going to look to the star of Leon?
They'll give it to McKinnon then in Colorado, and he'll just swipe it. Eastern bias.
I don't think that he'd get that.
I hope not,
compared
but
to
I can
the
see it happening.
Compared to because they're all West, right? I would think
Give it
that
to Kucherov.
average person that's not paying attention would focus more on Leon than Connor Hellebuck. I would think, unless actually the flip side is Hellebuck's American.
But also, I think
Yeah,
the
that's a
average
good
person
point,
would
too.
think that, the goalies have their award. So,
That's what I'm thinking. It's yeah.
think-
If he gets the Vezina, I think it increases chances for Leon. And I mean,
Oh, he's getting the
objectively, if
Vezina.
I'm not an Oilers fan, if you say, well, what was he doing when McDavid was not in the lineup? Like did he not step up? I
Oh,
guess.
It's huge. He
1,000%.
carried that
So-
team on his back.
So to a
until he returned
voter,
against
like, can
Calgary.
they actually see that? Look at the stats. Okay, well, McDavid's out. What did you do? That is very impressive.
Well, and
So,
also like with Hellebuck, you're the best goalie in the league, sure, behind the best team in the league. And I don't know if that's going to be, I think, a negative.
That's a great
But
point.
are you the best team
Yeah.
in the league because of him?
I know, but it's chicken and
Well, they
egg.
win.
How can
They
you
win
say?
with Comrie in net sometimes too. So
Yeah, Comrie's got a pretty good
You want to know
backup
something?
record.
I will say this though, like
Yeah,
this is
true.
wild to me. Hellebuck's numbers outside of wins, not that much better than Darcy Kemper's.
they weren't 100%.
Well, like Darcy Kemper's having
having a
an
hell of a
unbelievable season.
and he's not gonna
Hellebuck's a
be anywhere near the top.
1.99 goals allowed average. Kemper's a 2.01. Hellebuck's save percentage is 925. Kemper's a 922.
And no one's talking
Wow.
about Kemper.
He's having an incredible season right now down in LA. Like when you're looking how close, like we're sitting here saying Hellebuck's clear cut Vezina. And Kemper now doesn't have the wins,
But he's right there.
but he's right there on those other stats, which
where's
is kind
that
of
for
wild.
wins?
So Hellebuck's 45. Kemper's 29. He's played in 48 games as opposed
the
to
Kings
61.
the Kings have split their
Yeah.
goals a lot more than,
Because the next,
which also goes to
Rittich,
show that they're playing Hellebuck a lot more because they don't trust Comrie as much because Hellebuck's the better goalie. So is that
Or-
going to play into the Hart vote?
he's also capable of doing that. As
Until he
opposed
hits
to
the
Kemper isn't
playoffs.
the guy
Wow.
that, well,
So
That's the thing.
when is the vote? It's
has to be before the season. Before the end of the regular,
Before-
by the end
yeah.
of the regular season, the
Yeah,
voting
playoffs
is
have nothing to
in.
do with it.
But like, so if you're a hockey writer, I think whenever they get their ballots, like you could send it in right away while the season's still going. But sometime between probably next Friday, I'm assuming, your vote has to be in. And if it's
Right.
not in, you don't get a vote this year for the whatever awards the PHWA is voting for.
wow.
So that's why it's going to be. It
You
is
know
going to
what?
be an interesting.
He
one.
can take the heart. Leon will be pretty ornery about it, and Hellebuck is sell out in the first round again. It's going to be beautiful.
That's the other conversation is you play your goalie so much in the regular season. And now you get into these big, heavy games. Is he tired?
Did
and
that happen with
this-
Talbot when 16-17
Yeah.
with the Oilers?
Well, the theme of this show is fatigue.
It seems to be.
Yeah,
Voter fatigue, player fatigue,
goalie fatigue.
goalie fatigue.
Is anyone feeling fatigued right now?
I actually feel good today.
Yeah.
I woke up very fatigued.
I
but
feel great.
I feel pretty good now.
I feel
You
great.
guys?
I
Yeah?
feel really good. We had some wine last night for April's birthday.
yeah.
Happy birthday,
birthday,
April.
belated.
Related.
Thank you.
Also,
Thank
happy
you.
birthday, Jasmine. It's Jasmine's
is Jasmine.
birthday
Oh
today,
yeah,
too,
how
so
could we
happy
forget?
birthday, Jasmine.
Happy birthday, Jasmine.
And to April, belated.
It's
Yeah,
also my
there you go.
mother's birthday.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Mrs. Uke. Had a couple glasses of wine,
Yeah.
but
As
then
one would.
but we weren't up late. Like we were still in bed by like 10:30.
Irresponsible adults.
You know, because we
Gotta
got
work
to
the
get
next
up,
day.
right? You got to work the next day, and I want to know what you guys think of this because I've been hearing a lot of benefits recently of salt and how we've been kind of told, I think for the most part, that like overusing salt is bad for you, right? And I saw this guy, it was like a TED Talks, and he deals a lot with like migraine patients, people that are suffering from like serious migraines. And he said 95% of them are like way too low in their sodium intake. So he puts them on like a saltwater diet. So I've been asking people about it, and I've found, I'm like, holy smokes. Like Tuckwood, my brother-in-law, he drinks salt water during the day. Like not
Not ocean level salty. but
no. Like and so you crack like Himalayan salt or fancy salt into water, you can hardly taste it. So last night before bed, I brought April, my wife, a thing of salt, like probably 4 shakes, and stirred it up. You can't taste it because she was like had a headache early. Like she doesn't have migraines or anything, but she had a headache. So I'm like, here, try some salt water.
Red wine.
Well, and I was maybe
That's a
trying
wine
to.
headache.
I'm just wondering, is this a wine headache?
No, it wasn't earlier in the week, but I
Early
was
in
trying
the
to
week.
delay one maybe this morning, and yeah, I feel great. So I went and had a glass of salt water as well.
Well, isn't that
Interesting, yeah.
like when you have Pedialyte, it's got that saltier taste in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those are like I
Gatorade's
think
salty.
electrolytes, right?
Like, yeah, it's the
or-
electrolytes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But are you like?
I would not drink water during, or like salt water.
I will
during the
definitely
day.
be trying that now.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because I drink a lot of water, right? Like I'm usually 4 to 5 bottles of water a day.
Sure.
Yeah.
Not like I'm one of the. I'm like one of the only people in this office that actually reuse their water bottles. Thank you very much. There you go. Good for you. But I'll just keep crushing that. And I need to stay hydrated. But there is, are you just pissing that out too? And I don't know. There's a conversation to be had about salt. It seems to be, I don't know. Maybe it's just a sexy thing to talk about, and it's like the new thing people are trying. But
A new fad.
yeah. Oh.
As Bronco Nick says, all in moderation.
Well, that's everything,
Sure.
yeah. You have your daily recommended limits, and if you're not getting enough, you're going to be.
You need a certain amount of sugar is good for you still to a degree,
There's
It's just
limits
not-
to everything.
Absolutely.
I think it's worth a try.
Can't hurt.
Why not? So the Himalayan, you can't taste it. I have some.
Dude,
of that
you'd
at
be
home.
surprised.
Wow.
I thought it would, because like sometimes you've had to gargle salt water if you have a sore throat, and I just despise the taste.
Oh, I actually don't mind doing that when I'm sick. It's because it does relieve things. It feels good.
I hate it. I don't like salt water, like the ocean salt water. Ugh.
That's just terrible.
Yeah, but this you can't really taste.
Interesting.
Look it up. I mean, it's worth a Google. Anyways.
I don't need to.
Okay,
I'm just gonna
He's
do
gonna
it.
believe in you.
I
I
like
trust
that.
what you trust. I'm good.
Thank you, Damon. I appreciate
You
that.
wouldn't
Yeah.
steer people the wrong way.
I wouldn't.
No.
I would never.
Not on
That's
purpose.
why he's the glue guy. Glue guys don't steer people away.
That's right.
Stick together.
Ah.
That's good.
What's you? I need to know more about you.
Yeah, sure.
You want to know something? I'm going to make this Hangout headline.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Which is brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club. From premier golf facilities to the corporate branded products, the Ranch, your all-in-one tournament host. Proud home to over 180 tournaments each year, including the EST Golf Classic. They're here to help you execute all your tournament ideas. Book your tee time today. Visit theranchgolf.com. Also get to the ranchgolf.com right now as they open on Tuesday. Bookings began yesterday. I haven't looked at how things are and what the week looks like
It's
there.
probably
but-
booked.
Guaranteed.
I know.
Up. Within the first hour. for sure.
Theranchgolf.com. Book your tee time because it's golf season. We got to watch the Masters, then you got to go golfing.
Can't wait to start golf.
Okay, Uke.
up?
What's Big Uke all about? I mean,
Lost.
obviously you're a major contributor here at EST.
I try to be.
So
Round
what's
of clicks for that.
Yeah,
Give him a round of clicks for that.
yeah, and there's a ton of regulars and a ton of people. I mean, I know you carry across pretty much all shows.
I'm in a position at work where I can have
Okay,
it on all the time.
that's my first question
I
because
have a
this may
desk job.
this may resonate. I've often wondered how is somebody on the YouTube feed in the morning show, then on the Hangout, then on EST afternoons, then on the Reed Wilkins show, and it would appear as though they have money and have a job.
I do have a job.
But how do you do both? Is this something where it's just like you're cool, the boss is cool?
Yeah. I get my work done, and I got two screens, so I'll do on YouTube. You click the little three dots and you can pop out chat.
Mhm.
So I'll pop that out and I'll shrink it down to the side. I'll have my whatever I'm working on, a drawing on one side and my program open on the other side. And
Do you mind me asking what do you do for?
so I'm a floor designer, so not designing floor plans. I get floor plans and then I design the floor system, the joists, beams, put them in the right spots, make sure they don't fall apart or collapse.
Cool.
So I'm doing that in my program on one screen. I've got the floor plan I'm working with on the other, and then got YouTube open in the background listening to it, and I've got the chat popped out to the side, small, so I can chime in. It works
Wow.
out pretty well.
Yeah, you work from home or?
No,
Office.
I work not too far from here on the West End, so that's why I pop by every once in a while.
See, and I mean, some people might think that's a distraction, but if you can manage the multitasking side, you get your job done, your boss is happy with your work.
I
Like
always
if that
need-
keeps you in the zone, great.
I always need something running. I can't work just without
Yeah, I'm the same way.
noise. I'm like 1260. I'd actually have multiple things. 1260, I could always hear the bear running in the background outside the hall, so there was always that music. And then I always had a TV going of just whatever, even if I wasn't paying attention. Like Bob's Burgers would be on, and it'd just be going, and I'd be doing
just
my
that
work. But
background
it's just that
noise.
little extra noise I
Yeah.
needed. And I found that early here, I wasn't doing anything, like throwing anything on, and I wasn't getting my work done. I'm like, I just can't focus. Like, well, I just need more noise. Weirdly enough, I'm just I'm used to
Jambo.
those noisy environments.
Funny
I
how
can't
that
do
works,
it, yeah.
right?
No,
No, I prefer like background
Did you-
noise is okay, like the humming
did
of
you
an
have
office
music?
or
Eddie Vaughn's, or was it just
Yeah.
silence?
no, there would be music in the
Yeah.
store.
But that's
I guess-
not loud.
I guess
That's
it's
just-
not-
No, it's usually
That's more just to
quiet.
drown out the noise of the HVAC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I would prefer it more quiet for sure.
You're probably a guy who sleeps with dead silence too.
Oh God, yeah.
Me too.
I got to have at least a fan going.
Really?
I'll fall asleep watching YouTube or watching Netflix, and no problem. But I need at least I could fall asleep. And I'll fall asleep right now if you stop talking to me. But
1, 2, 3, go.
yeah, I'll always have at least a fan going for some sort of white noise.
Really?
I've always been that way.
I need a window open.
That always helps.
Oh,
It don't matter if it's the dead of winter or like a cracked window. Just enough. And I always worry. I'm like, what if there's like carbon monoxide or something? And at least if there was a window open, I still don't know if this would even save my life, but I always think an open window would at least relieve any pressure.
I'm assuming.
But if it helps you sleep, where
Well,
you're
it
not,
makes me
where you're
sleep
not
like a
thinking
baby.
about it. Yeah.
You have carbon monoxide detectors, I'm assuming.
We do.
Yeah, okay.
But
You never know.
you never know.
Yeah,
I mean,
that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know why that's always like a fear
Carbon monoxide?
of, well, it's because you can't
It's a
see
fair
it, you
one.
can't smell it.
That's a
you
very
can't.
fair fear.
Okay, here's something for you though, but well, let's talk about fear. So what happens if you crack it a little bit too much more than you thought you should have and a bird comes in your room?
Oh boy.
Put me down. Shoot me. Damon is very well aware of my fear of birds.
Yeah, that was going to be something I was going to ask you. How did that develop?
I know exactly where it came from.
Okay.
We were shooting magpies in our yard when I was young, and my brothers and I shot one, and they're like, hey, go down and get it. You got to throw it in the bush. You know, coyotes get it, whatever.
Yep.
So I went down and got it. Well, it wasn't,
So you're
It was
bad
just
shot, is what
stunned.
you're saying.
and I picked it up by the back like this, and it started flapping in my face, wings hitting me in the face. I had like red marks all over me. Like those wings flap hard,
Yep.
and it just traumatized me. Like seriously. Now,
Well, you were at them first.
yeah,
But
that's
you can't
true.
fault the bird. He just got shot.
The
Yeah.
bird was.
Look,
Be a better shot, and that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I had it
Moral of the
coming.
Story.
I had it coming. But I do enjoy watching birds. I
From
love
afar through a window.
Yeah, through a window. I do like we have ducks. I want to kill them. I don't
They're
like
so
them.
lovely.
That's out of
Yeah.
principle, though.
They have the nice path to your neighbor's
They
pond.
do.
And they like
they're
just,
nice. They quack. They're useless. 100%. I guess they're not useless. They do lay eggs.
Yeah.
And we have a
And
new
they're
baby,
cute.
a little duckling,
Yeah.
DJ, Donald.
they're cute.
Donald or Daisy Jr. We don't know yet.
But the girls love them.
The girls,
So
yeah.
there's a
There's
purpose.
that.
There's a lot of purpose. We've already named a few
Yeah.
purposes.
We were looking at getting. I guess the girls are at school, so nobody would. We're looking at getting some lambs, a couple lambs.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Rosie my middle daughter really she's wanted a lamb forever. But
You do mutton busting.
yeah, but like it would be known, like, hey, Curly Sue or whatever you name this thing, Curly Sue's gonna
Like, we're eating it.
be on our plate
We're
in
going to eat
about
this eventually.
7 months.
Oh, this is gonna be full pinchy.
Well, you got it.
You're
can't-
gonna start crying. You're not gonna want to kill it.
No.
Cry,
April,
eating
And then by
Nice
accident,
piece
it's
of
gonna be.
meat.
"Ah!"
April's way much more of a man than me. She'll handle it.
I got
I don't think I can handle it. I love
raising
eating
an animal
lamb.
to eat it?
I don't want to see the animal I'm about to eat at all, ever. If I was raising a lamb, I would not eat it.
Yeah, I do
couldn't.
have my
Yeah,
buddy
it'd be-
Sickler just texted. He says, "Smoked lamb." That'd be great.
this.
Sounds
Would you
delicious.
get goats?
We have
These
goats.
And they're
You want one?
a-holes, apparently.
No, I want
Goats
to.
are.
You want to kill
a-holes.
one? You want to eat one?
Oh, I want to chase them.
Oh, I don't want to eat
And-
it.
wanna
and
chase
get
one?
chased.
Taste it.
They're funny animals. Actually, I showed a property a few years
they're-
ago.
A-holes.
They are.
Well, they
a-holes,
are,
big time.
and these ones would sneak up on you, and they were trying to like, butt you from behind. But you'd always go to the petting zoos and stuff, and my daughter gets so mad. But the ones with the horns, and you just kind of grab them a little bit,
Yeah.
and
Shake
you
'em
kind of
around.
wrestle them a little bit, and they like it though, right?
They wanna play
That's
that,
why. That's why they have horns. That's how they're built. No one else thought it was funny, but it's just,
I've
and then
been
they
to
have
the petting
those,
zoo now,
those
but-
spooky eyes looking at you, right? And then
Weird
the
side
noises they make.
The goats
they're
are
great
actually
animals.
like the goats are pretty cool because they'll be out in the yard, and the only thing like you can't just let them run free because they'll jump on your car. Like
Goats are a-holes.
oh yeah, they're just animals, literally, figuratively, but they're fun. They'll run around with the dogs. Like they think they're a dog.
Oh, no way.
Oh yeah.
What
it's
does the
good
dog
pack.
think?
Do you
he's a
guys
goat?
make cheese? You
No.
should make cheese.
Think about that.
Goat
That's a very
cheese?
fair
Goat
question.
cheese is not
Very
allowed in our house.
philosophical.
My wife hates it because they used
Really?
to eat it a lot as a kid,
Oh,
and they used to make it when she was young, and it does have a taste. Like goat cheese is a bit of an acquired taste. So
like
is
goat
lamb.
cheese.
So is lamb.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like lamb has a taste to it.
Like
if you
the
do,
meat.
Yes.
if you do
It's
lamb
my
wrong,
favorite.
it's not good.
It
It's one of my favorite things to eat.
right.
But you don't want to overcook it either.
Well, that's the thing. Like
It's
you can
Yeah,
screw
you
up
have
a piece
just
of
right.
lamb.
Apparently,
I don't know.
goat,
Anytime I've had lamb or anytime I've cooked lamb, it's been delicious.
apparently, like goat.
I've enjoyed it.
nice.
Goat's good.
Remember
stew.
so Dr. Duran Naidu,
Mhm.
his sister's Tahisha, that's a good friend of ours. And their
Advantage
parents,
sports medicine.
they're from South Africa. Their parents. And they've come over to our house for supper a couple times. Brilliant people. But he found out we had goats and he's like, dude, you know what I could do with that? Like goat curry and goat, like they use goats a lot where they were raised. So I've always said, whenever you want, man.
Yeah. Tell me which one and how many, and I'll
You got 2 of them here.
take them, please.
I sound like a real jerk, but
Terrible, but
it just
also
it is
at the same time,
it is what it is. Like I mean, they're for the, like
kind of the
they're
point
fun to
of
have
these
for the
animals.
girls, and they have to, take care of them.
teaches
and
them responsibility for
teach
sure.
them a little bit of responsibility. Although I will say,
Toughen them up more than city people like
Yeah,
me.
big
the
time.
old
Like,
responsibility productivity graph has really taken a hit here recently because now grandma lives with us she's got her house that she built,
right,
Yeah.
right.
and she's a busybody, so she's always out feeding. So it's kind of like, well, grandma's already out there.
They're already fed.
More love for grandma, for the kids.
She's great. Yeah, she's wonderful. We love having her there.
Is it
You
an
got to
open
come
door
check that place
policy?
out.
Yeah.
Like for
Yeah.
her, like is it like the kids anytime they want to go over, they just can go over?
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
vice versa. Like last night, she came by for a glass of wine as well. It's weird but neat. I don't know how to explain it.
It's rare.
It'll become more normal, I guess, as the time goes on. But I mean, she's only lived over there for 2 weeks,
She's lived,
but
in
she's
your
lived
house,
with
though,
us for
a couple months.
like 7 months prior
Yeah.
to that. So, but it's great. She's a wonderful lady, and she helps out so much. It's great.
You have a great property.
It's
But-
fun. Yeah.
When I was after the Stingers game, remember we went,
Yes.
we had the fire after, and she is great. I mean, not a
Yeah.
lot of guys can say, hey, like, come hang out with my family and my mother-in-law.
Yeah,
Right?
she's that
That's-
kind of person.
She is,
She
yeah.
really is.
So you're sitting
rare to
around
hear.
and she's just right into the conversation.
good
and
point.
she's, that's good.
That was a fun
You have a
fight.
Is
good
that
thing
after the
going
game
on.
she tripped?
I remember that fight. That was the game she tripped.
That was hilarious.
Big Uke was there.
Props to her for not spilling her beer though.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
That's a veteran.
So Damon has courtside seats. So for whatever reason, I think one of your kids bailed last minute or something and couldn't make it because they had another commitment. So we were sitting in our seats that we split, but you have your courtside ones. And Damon's like, look, nobody's sitting here. Do you want to bring a girl over for each quarter or whatever? I'm like, hello, yeah. So I'm walking down and blue guy, it's Big Uke, and there was a crew of you there.
Yeah, my sisters.
Yeah.
And
And so one of the times I brought my mother-in-law over to try out, because you got to sit in the courtside seats.
They're great.
It's pretty amazing. And we had just gotten a beer, and we're walking down, and you go down to the court level, and then the court is raised about probably 4 or 5 inches because it's a court. It's a hardwood court. And she didn't see the raise,
not even at all.
and just whammo, like front row. Everybody
like,
saw that. But she held that
angled.
beer up like a champ. She didn't spill a drop. These guys were, yes, win.
it was incredible.
It was awesome.
It was great.
Yep. She took it like a champ. What are you going to do?
Speaking of Stingers, less than a month now till the season starts.
Yeah.
May
we're
10th.
Right around the corner.
Or May 11th. No, May 11th. So it's a
11th
month
home
today.
opener. Yeah.
Calgary in town. It's that early because they've expanded their season.
It's a great product.
It's
very
It's
good.
fun. And that, whatever that rule's called.
the Elam ending
Yeah.
with the target score.
The target score now.
That's
yeah.
great.
Forget what year they tried that years ago in the NBA All-Star
They
game,
had it in the
right?
All-Star
Did they
game.
really?
I think 2 years
Yeah.
ago they got rid of it. I think the All-Star game 2 years ago was the first year they got rid of it. But there was a span of like 3 years in a row they did it.
Yeah.
Actually, I think one of the first years they did it was the year after Kobe died. So maybe 21 is 20, or they might have done it in 20 then. Because I think they had this score of like they tried doing it, in favor, in honor of him with 8 or something like that. So I don't know if 20 was maybe the first one, but I don't know why they got rid of it. And I think
I don't remember.
the in-season tournament, they should have that ending. You want to take
They should have it for every game. It's
take the
better.
in-season tournament, regular season, split them up, and have the in-season tournament have the Elam ending.
That's smart, actually.
So much better than the minute and a half of just fouls, and it takes 25 minutes to finish a game. That just you can't foul. You're giving away points when you're doing that. Like, it's so much better.
Yeah, that's
Especially for
true.
the casual fan.
Well, you know, it's a good time limit thing now at this point. Like, it's the Stingers are about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tip off to
it's-
end of the game. Like, you're not going to get much longer. Some games maybe will go a little bit if they're closer.
Sure.
They could be tight down that stretch, but for the most part, it's 2 hours of your time. And nowadays with sports, with the younger people too, like 2 hours is almost the limit for sports.
That's
Two
very
and a
true.
half is kind of what the that's baseball was 3 hours, and like we got to shorten this game because
Well,
young
baseball
people don't want
games
to
are
watch,
too
and they've
long.
lowered it.
Gonna check in on the Paris Jewelers inbox 780-218 99.99.
That's a pro right there, resetting with that.
Matt, let's hope that Hellebuck wins the heart. Leon comes back and destroys everyone in
See?
playoffs. That
Exactly.
Damon, you had alluded to that.
Why-
That's from Collingwood Rob.
The question I have for Collingwood Rob is he saying that because he hopes that Leon is pissed off that he didn't win? Because we don't know who wins until the end
I
of
think
the
he's
season,
setting
right?
up the
Like, so
scene
that's-
that Hellebuck gets it and Leon's.
But you don't know till
But we
after-
don't know
till after
who's the
playoffs
winner
anyways.
until after the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, that's where I'm wondering, are you saying this will piss off Leon a little bit and he'll go win the cup? Because there is no that we all will know in the next few weeks is who are the finalists.
Right.
And we will know Leon,
Well, he-
McKinnon, and Hellebuck will be the 3 finalists. Of
And
that.
it's crazy that
Yeah.
Kucherov's not getting any talk of the top 3 when he's having a hell of a season in Tampa.
It is
and
a
it's
good
just going
point.
completely under the radar.
4th best season.
Sure. Got more points than Leon. Leon has more goals, yeah, and that's obviously the important thing. But it's just crazy that he's not even in the conversation when people are talking about the top 3.
We're talking about Kemper and
it's the same thing
Kemper
there.
and Hellebuck stats. Vasilevsky's not far from those two either. So if you're talking about most valuable to your team, Leon's had to do it times without McDavid, and he doesn't have Vasilevsky. in his net.
100%.
Yeah.
Kucherov
fair.
has Vasilevsky in the back of his
That's
net.
fair. That's fair.
Raider Jesse, if you get migraines, check your palm oil intake. That's my migraine trigger. And I've helped other people realize that it also triggered their migraines. Interesting. And Sean Z says salt magnesium is a game changer.
Salt, magnesium.
Salt/magnesium.
Oh, okay. Okay, good to know.
Dave the Welder, Jay, we had a lamb and now it's a big sheep. Just walks around the yard and thinks it's a dog. Kids and wife
amazing.
love it. Yeah, I think that's great.
So good.
Do want to say portions of this hour of the EST Hangout, they are brought to you by the High Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out,
You hit Tiger.
thehighproductmarketing.com.
Nice.
He's,
Right in the armpit.
He's always been here in this studio, just staring at us.
Staring. Steely eyes.
Not at Augusta this year.
That's a shame.
It's actually sad that he wasn't even at Champions Dinner,
Yeah.
but I understand why.
Speaking of the Champions Dinner, did you see the photo that they posted of everybody?
I love it every year. I love just looking
Did you
at it
see
every year.
Phil Mickelson's eyes?
It was
He was on something. He was All-Star game. What, the NHL All-Star game? Who was the Canadian guy, the singer?
Oh, Michael Bublé.
Yeah, he was Bublé'd out.
Mushrooms.
He was shroomed out for sure. His eyes, ooh, those crazy eyes. And he's right in the middle of the photo too, which is perfect. Now Instagram, they posted it in 2. So when you swipe, you see one side of him, and then you swipe to the next one, you see the other side.
Oh, no.
Oh, it was perfect.
Oh no, I want Champions Dinner.
And
didn't see that.
his eyes were something,
I always look because I just love seeing Mike Weir there.
right?
I think last year Mike Weir had like a front and center position. I'm like, hey, there's our guy.
Nice.
There's Phil.
Oh,
Let me
he's-
see.
Actually, and Adam Scott like doesn't age.
Wow.
Look at Phil.
Got the spooky eyes.
Like, that
It's
is-
always fun to go through that
that's
stuff.
something.
I also like Cabrera is there. I don't know if this is his first master since being released from prison.
It is. I believe
Is it? I think it is his first
it?
master since being
Which
released
is
from prison.
incredible.
And he's always played well at Augusta. Like he almost was like 1-2. I think it was Bubba or was it Adam? I think Adam Scott beat him in the playoffs. It's always something else just looking at the crew.
Freddie Couples broke a
Where
record
is there?
for longest time between under par rounds at Masters yesterday.
There's our
42
boy,
years.
Mike Weir.
Jeepers.
There he is. He
And
still
Nick
looks young.
Faldo
too.
is a monster. Look at those shoulders compared to everyone else.
And his head.
Yeah.
Bigger the star, the bigger the head.
I miss him on the broadcast. He was great.
Justin Rose is leading -1 today, but brings him to -8
Why don't you have the Masters?
through 11. Why do I need the Masters
Because
app?
it's way better than whatever you're looking
I
at.
don't-
now.
I
I look at the
use
score.
ESPN.
I'm a score guy.
I'm an ESPN
I actually
app.
like the score app.
I'm a score guy. You're an ESPN guy.
ESPN app, I think, is the
But look at
best.
that. Look at that. Look at his.
I
and
just
look
mean
at mine.
specifically for the
What's
Masters.
wrong with yours?
Mine looks way better.
Yeah,
Specifically
but
for the
like
Masters,
it's nice.
The Masters
I
app
could
is
click.
That's pretty.
Yeah, I can click too.
I got my rounds very quickly. ESPN has everything. Justin Rose
It's like the
-8.
mimicking bird. Have you seen
2
that?
up.
Is that a
Bryson
mockingbird? It's the mimicking bird. Hey, is that a mockingbird? Hey, is that a mockingbird?
DeChambeau is
Yeah.
3 under today. He's 2 back. Corey Connors is yet to tee off. He'll tee off at 10:22, so short.
Hey, by the way, I took DeChambeau twice in our little betting thing we did. I have him to win
And top 5,
and top 10.
top 10. Well, you have
like that.
Connors top 10 or something. I also threw a
5.
buck on him to win. I threw a buck on the 3 Canadians to win.
Speaking of odds,
So you threw away $2 and have a good chance at one.
Well, Nick Taylor, he's
No
2
chance.
under right now. He's
Connors.
-1, 7 back.
who
He's
was
on
the
the
player
10 pole.
yesterday? Oh, Nick Dunlap.
Dunlap 18 over. Like it's shocking that he didn't
18
withdraw
over.
after 9
18 over.
with back spasms or something. Like I'll give him credit for finishing that round. Most people probably would say, no, my back's all kinked up. I gotta go, and he would leave the property.
That's a 90.
Like it's a great average.
That's
golfer round.
impressive.
When you say 90, it's like,
I
oh,
know.
wait.
It's like, hang on. Could I?
Plus 18
that's
in
what I
that
shoot.
So
Masters.
he went bogey, par, bogey, triple, par, bogey,
He had a couple
Par.
doubles on the back.
double, bogey, par, double, bogey, double.
That's a tough card for a Masters round. I would love that card.
It's
Yeah, no doubt. I'd frame that.
it's also rough that he doesn't have the A next to his name. So
Right?
he's an amateur.
Yeah, if
you
there's
know?
an A, you can
like
give
if
him
it's
some
an
credit.
amateur, you'd be like, hey, yeah, I know it's first time,
Sure.
bravo. But
It's like, no, you've been here
Wow.
before, sir.
Can I just say, is there something going on with this Akshay Bhatia?
What about him?
Like, I don't know. Is there a story? Like, I've seen more coverage on him.
Well, he's a good golfer.
I know, but he's like,
funny to look at
currently
'cause
he's
he's-
tied for 16th.
He's as skinny as he can, so he's weird to look at.
But yesterday he was all over the screen.
Well, he was in one of the featured groups.
Oh, is that what it is?
He was golfing with
Big
Rory, I
Uke.
think.
Yeah. I forget that it's just featured groups right
yeah, so you get
now.
there's,
I'm like, why they keep
TSN Plus
showing
is
this
good
guy?
because you get add
is there
like
more plus on plus?
yes, you can add just Amen Corner, holes 4, 5, 6, holes 15, 16, and then extended featured group coverage.
We are very lucky in Canada for the coverage we get on TV.
Big time.
They have very few things on TV until the network takes over. I think it's 1 o'clock.
1
our
o'clock?
time. They take over. They get a lot of coverage. TSN does this TSN at the Masters where they're jumping around and then they will throw, I don't know what's on TSN right now on the actual channels. They usually have like a featured group and then they'll throw on sometimes like, they're going to have coming up right away. They're going to have Amen Corner. They have
That's my
featured
favorite to watch.
groups.
Amen
And they have
Corner's the
TSN
best.
at the Masters, which just jumps around. And then as you go on to Plus and all of that stuff, you can get a little bit more.
Yeah, I had that rolling yesterday. With
We
4
get
screens.
TSN does a great job of giving us a lot of Masters. I remember being younger, and on Masters Sunday, you wouldn't get coverage till 1 o'clock, and the leaders tee off at like 12:22, and you're like waiting, like, what's going on? I want to watch this, and now, like, and they I don't know why they still do that fully in golf. It's not the full event, but we're lucky now here in Canada. It's a great event, great tournament.
Because they've always done it that way.
It is a great tournament.
Why
And
change
I can't
it?
wait. And Murray's there today.
Yeah,
He is.
Forgot.
Lucky son of a gun.
Murray's there today. He'll be back
Wow.
on Monday. He'll have to tell
Just
us all
had
about it.
just had Thursday, Friday. Didn't have the weekend.
Yeah, he says he flies back. Is it tonight? I think it's like tomorrow morning. I think he flies back.
I can't wait to hear the stories of his pre Thursday party they had at wherever they were staying.
The Champions Lounge Lodge
Yeah,
or
something
something
like
like
that.
that. Whatever that was called.
No, Beckwith's or
But the
Beckman-
actual,
Beckman's
Beckman's
cabin,
cabin.
is where he is at the course.
yeah,
But where they did that thing, the pre-round
Oh,
party,
it was
they
like
had
a
the
driving range.
driving range thing. That's like just off property.
Did you watch that interview? He was feeling good. Eh?
Oh, I think that wasn't his first glass of wine.
I gotta find what it
He was openly consuming a glass
And the
of
fact
wine
that
during
he
the
multiple
interview.
times he leaned back and sipped it. Like, oh yeah, he's had a day himself.
I thought he was having a good time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'll have to go find.
he's trying to flip the camera. To
It's
show,
like the
and it just
Champions
wasn't working.
Lodge or something like that. So that's where the whole thing was yesterday, because there's the 12 residencies or whatever.
Yeah.
That he said, what did they go? 50,000 a
85. I
night?
think it was 85,000 a week.
85,000.
A week.
Champions Retreat Golf Club.
Thank you.
85K a week. What these cabins were going for
Wow.
And the players will stay there during
during the tournament.
because usually players are like, they all, or a lot of them will share like houses and stuff together. So they'll.
Oh, there's some
be
guys
like
that
3 or
fly
4.
together.
Yeah.
Well, and speaking tournaments, EST.
EST Golf Classic.
Stoked.
It's very excited. About
Sucks
you
it's
get
so
in?
far away. Yeah, I believe so.
Damon will be there. He's we're gonna have the pin sponsorship,
Yeah.
which is gonna be really
It's going to
fun.
be fun.
Damon's got a great idea with it, which we'll have to execute. I love that idea. Take pictures. Group's got to take selfies with the pin,
If you want to.
and then it goes into a draw for a prize
Absolutely.
and stuff.
That's genius.
So I think we're gonna have fun with that. Yesterday it went up for sale with the Nasties, the groups that I had. I had a meeting with Dusty right as I sent out the email, and so I didn't have time to get back to people until probably 45 minutes later or something like that. But
Still
within,
haven't gotten back to me, by the way.
did it not go? Did I not actually send you one?
You sent me an email that said, here's what it said. I responded, and then I got an email from you. Regular foursomes are now fully sold, and we are working on a wait list. We have 2 remaining foursomes with the EST Celeb before we build a wait list on that too. Cheers. I'm like, well, what does that mean? Am I in or am I not? Then, yeah, no, thanks, bud.
So how do you know you're in?
He isn't.
I asked him this
he
morning.
he
when I got
was.
here.
Ooh,
I
man.
thought I got back to him. I
Pretty,
didn't.
It doesn't shock me because he does hate me a bit.
pretty lackluster communication there, Maddie.
Well, I was getting.
Did you want to talk about that?
Yeah, what do you
I
have
don't
to
think we
say
have
about
enough
that?
time.
Are you,
You know
okay?
what? We'll cut you off if it gets too raw. So
Do you need me to
We'll
get the tissues?
Next time when he's not here, we'll come and talk.
Oh no! While he's here is better.
Oh boy.
yeah,
Look
Like
him in the eye.
I think we just
I
cage
think
rage.
so. Here, let's do this. Let's Dr. Phil this right now.
Yeah, Damon, you're up.
Okay, so what you're saying is,
But yeah, we filled up in 30 minutes. All the spots that I had for
Nasties love to
Nasties
golf.
is filled. I have a-
Is it sold out?
well, I don't want to get too in depth, but I have some stuff that are hold off to just in case some other things come through, like
Gotcha.
sponsorships type
like
thing.
you forgot to get back to someone.
Like I forgot to get back to.
I mean, that's smart. That's good business.
but there's
Sell
a
it twice,
few
right?
open spots so that
You got room to play there. With some
there might be more
sponsor
that'll have
things.
to open up in a month. But they might also get taken for other reasons that
Wow.
are good for the tournament. But beyond that, it was gone. And so, I will have a wait list. I had a bunch of singles reach out to me yesterday that I'll see if something opens up, I'll get to them. So there's a few things I'll see if I could try to get more people in. But I've had to turn people down here at the office. I had a few people in the office like, can I get this? And nope. Got to sell to the Nasties.
Maddie loves saying
That's
no.
right.
Well, I got it. For this one, it's for the Nasties.
I mean, fair. I'm
was
not
the one-
complaining. I'm a nasty. So.
That was the one where it's like, I could be like, yeah, no problem. And then I'd have 2 groups to sell.
Oh yeah, you could easily fill.
I'm
it
a
with.
dick around here when it comes to the golf
Well,
tournament.
they
with
can
the
come as
locals.
spectators.
They
Get a gal-
could if they want to. Yeah, come
Get a
on.
gallery going.
That should be
So-
18th,
on one of
or
the
we
par
should
threes.
have the putting green. We can just have a spectator.
While the ranch
roped
has
off.
that whole the clubhouse part on that patio that
Yeah.
looks over on that putting green.
Well, that's what they get.
It's fun.
Build a gallery.
Well,
Yeah, I'll just
but
get
wouldn't-
the structure built around.
I don't mean build it physically. I mean build a gallery.
I'll
of
start
people
selling tickets to this.
Can you imagine if people could pay
just to watch.
$20 and they just
Follow
get
the
some
featured
access to
group?
the course and they can walk
Be their own
and follow
TSN
and
at the Masters.
do whatever they
That
want?
would. Yeah, that's right.
That would be cool.
Actually, yeah, paid
Sorry, I was
caddy.
reading this.
They can bid to be caddies.
Or they can just pay
For
a
charity.
smaller
There we go.
fee. Well, it'd have to be $50 or something because then if they're walking, they'd get access.
They have to
the,
walk.
They'd walk,
I don't
but
have any
they'd
more
get
cards.
access to the brew house hole, or how there's holes and there's drinks and there's
Yeah,
food.
yeah. I see what you're saying.
But they could pay and they could just walk
Just
around
walk the
and
course.
follow whatever group they want.
I will say to
Or bring a
anyone-
camping chair and just set up on one hole.
to
I
anyone
would
that,
love that.
couldn't get into the EST Golf Classic, or EST is partnering with Capital Care Foundation. They have a golf tournament in late August. I forgot the exact date. We will be there. We're going to broadcast there that day. We're going to be part of it. So we do have another opportunity and another tournament coming later this summer that you could be part of with us. More details I'll have on that in May once I get through a little bit of the EST Golf Classic planning. But we have another tournament coming in partnership with Capital Care.
I'd love a golf tournament.
What is the day of your tournament?
July 8th.
I'm going to throw that in the calendar right now.
I hope so.
July 8th.
I threw that in the calendar a couple of weeks ago when Maddie spoke.
Oh, sorry. So it's a race, is what you're saying.
Well, I won. Like,
Does Jay have?
I got it in my calendar.
Clearly beat me.
It's
I
not in my
beat you.
calendar.
Oh, really? And I'm
It doesn't go on my calendar.
I'm usually not calendar guy, but with this job, I have to be.
Yeah,
calendar's
you got to
important.
stay on top of it.
And I'll just give the heads up to everyone. We'll have maybe a couple of hours of the morning show that day, but we going dark on EST that day. I've made that was one thing I was debating over the last couple of months of what I was going to do with that, because now we have the expanded
It's
shows
probably
and
just
all
for the
that.
best.
Well, that's what you should do. Is the people who I think you should have people sitting in for you doing a show.
Just randoms too.
That would be
Random.
Matthew's.
Like
that would be
abso-
Matthew's worst.
That would be the
nightmare.
that would be the
Jay is
last
so
day.
right on that
That would
one.
be the worst
But you know-
thing you could
But
possibly
if
do
you
to
get
him.
through that day,
That'd be the last day of EST.
then
Yes,
you
it
can
would.
say I can do anything.
It's no, I gotta be so worried about what's said and a lot of different things.
Oh yeah, EST would be going dark forever after
chance.
that.
Then do a pre-recording.
I'll get all these guys to pre-record.
Pre-record
Yeah.
their
Well,
shows.
you
wanna
will
know something?
have.
I'm doing work and putting a golf tournament. You guys all should pre-record something.
Yeah,
Sure.
I ain't doing any pre-recording.
or just have
Reed and I
just
could do
have
our show from our
GoPros.
cart.
Oh my god, on the go,
Yeah, that-
mobile.
exactly.
Like just,
You should
just
do that.
put a headset on me. Follow.
Be like the camera guys and
Headset
reporters
and a
walking
GoPro.
around the Masters with the mic
would-
pack.
You should do that.
You will have podcasts like Friends of EST, I'm sure, playing during that day.
Yeah, it's depending on it's also July 8th. Stuff that we did on the Monday likely could be used
just
on
replay.
the
There'll be
Tuesday.
content.
Yeah, like the hangout from the
It
Monday.
won't be live. content.
Probably will be able to go on that. We'll still have it, but if not, Friends of EST and stuff. There's all sorts of different things that we could get going on that.
Oh, that'd be a
Again,
fun day.
like the Elks will have played on the weekend, so we would have covered it on the Monday. Nothing new would have come up on the Tuesday. The NHL free agency is the week prior, so everything happens in the first few days. So there's nothing unless. And if something like this happened, I would just jump on or something. But unless the Oilers
If
make some sort of
something
breaking
crazy-
news,
Did
I would
they,
just jump on.
Did the Halud crew get registered
They did.
with Dusty again?
That will be determined later. I haven't determined all that.
Tarps off.
So
I think someone has a photo of that.
You do.
I do.
Oh,
That's gonna be a fun time.
Could always come in handy.
That was
when
a great
needed.
day.
That's yeah,
And
we're
it
a
was
bit away
hot.
from
If
that
it would be
one.
about 8 degrees cooler this year, that'd be great.
Oh, just don't be the reverse.
I don't.
Yeah, let's
don't-
just. The weather was great. Let's keep it the
The
same.
weather was. I'm not complaining. I was in a boot. My leg was sweaty. I'll say that, but that was still a great day.
It
Yeah,
was a
well
good day.
done. There was a lot
Thank
of
you.
good firsts last year for EST.
It's nice to get through the first two because now I know what it takes. There's always that unknown of I've never done a golf tournament.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
being there. Although I had a lot of fun at the EST hole at your golf tournament.
Yeah, that was. Yeah,
I
it's
was
a
in
good.
that little
It's
treehouse.
a good time. Yeah.
Surfing.
Do you have a date
Certain
for your
shots.
tournament?
We usually target the last Thursday of August.
Want to talk about exclusive? That thing.
Checks out.
Oh my gosh.
I'd expect nothing less.
Like
Yeah.
it's probably already sold out. It's probably sold out the end of last year.
Well, we just have very loyal and giving sponsors, so it just turned into a sponsor event, really, right?
And
So-
it's all for Robin Hood Association
Mhm.
Insured Park. And the portion, like the part after the dinner, is in Damon's backyard. Tunes playing, karaoke going. Reed and I were there last year, and it's catered by the Keg, right?
yeah, Kegshire Park and
Unreal.
Michael. Yeah, he's working the
Did the hot
barbecue.
tub
There-
come into play last year?
No,
No.
no, that was the actually that would have been the platform for the laptop because karaoke went.
Karaoke was banging.
Karaoke's always fun.
Karaoke's
Karaoke's great. That's
We
a
do
good
karaoke
question.
at the lake all the time.
Big Uke. You got one song, karaoke.
One.
What are you laying down?
I've got a great answer. That is such a me answer that I've discovered on social recently.
Lately, I've liked One Too Many by Luke Combs.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one. It's a good party song.
Yeah, you kind of got a little Luke Combs vibe going there
When
yourself.
Luke Combs was here, that was probably the greatest day of my life because took so many photos with people. I was shaking hands and kissing babies. It was crazy.
Really?
I looked exactly like him that day.
Yes.
And at one point, we were going down before he came on. We're going down to meet some friends for a drink, and I got stopped going down the stairs by two girls that wanted a photo. And so I'm taking the photo with them, and I actually knew the one, and I've known her for a decade. She's a neighbor's friend at the lake, so I've been partying with her at the lake for years, and she didn't recognize me.
Wow.
No way.
I got to bring up a photo. Of
Yeah,
this, 'cause
I wanna see this.
That's great.
It was incredible.
So, Luke Combs, what are you going with, Damon?
Glitter Mariah Carey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, why not?
Wow. What song? I don't even know how that goes.
I'll play it for you.
Glitter by Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll get it up.
because that's a song that you can just kill it or butcher it.
Oh my gosh, Duke.
Right?
Oh, well done.
And the funny
That's
part is,
awesome.
so he always wore the button-down short sleeve shirts. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go try to find a shirt that looks something like his.
Nice work.
Glitter's an album.
And I go and
Good
I
song.
grab this shirt.
That tells you how much I know about
They were doing an ad for him on the one
There's
screen
one
during the
song on there.
concert, and
I
he's
don't
sponsored
know.
by Columbia.
Well, let's go until you hear it.
And I look down and I'm like, holy crap. It's the exact same shirt.
No.
Yeah, he's just different color.
Wow.
And then, yeah, it all started when I went to Nashville
Dope.
a few years ago. My friends, we convinced a drunk guy
Really?
from Jersey that I was Luke Combs.
It'd be that one.
He sat on my lap. He
If
bought us
we-
drinks. It was crazy.
You should dress up as Luke Combs for the golf tournament.
Yeah,
Here's
then I have
this-
to wear jeans and cowboy boots to golf. That's tough.
Really?
Yeah, see?
I gotta say, Damon, I'm
Okay.
surprised.
Duet.
Yeah, sure, I can hit that. Wonderwall.
Classic.
Oh, Oasis.
That is a classic.
You know, if you need me to go and like blow people's hair back, give me Wonderwall. I'm in.
Yeah, actually, Mariah Carey aside, it usually turns into It's Tricky Run DMC.
Oh, God. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, that comes on, and well, there's
Karaoke's just
a
fun.
couple songs that will just come on, and even like they're not really karaoke, but when you know people are in the room or at your place, you do have, like, for example, Jump Around, like House of Pain. My brother would get on the mic like in 2 seconds, right? But it's just, you got to find the songs that people love. Actually, Michael with the Keg, his go-to is Hello, Lionel Richie.
Oh,
Huh.
And it's a show. So shout out to Michael.
So I've stolen this. It's been trending a little lately. I think it was on America's Got Talent or something like that. So it's a me answer very much, but I would do
You gonna say tequila? Yeah.
Tequila.
That checks out for you.
oh,
You
shut
would
up.
do tequila.
You could just
That
sit there and
is,
just go tequila.
I mean, it's great for people listening because then they only have to hear him say like 3 words.
Exactly.
So it's a real.
I say
win-win,
tequila
really.
3 times and I'm good.
You know what's another personal fave? Jumper from Third Eye Blind.
Can't
Oh.
say I know that one off the top
No?
of my head.
That would be good.
You know this.
Me and my sister can rock Valerie. I don't know who sings that.
That's a good question, actually.
Oh, yeah. Every time I hear this song, I think of Jim Carrey and Yes Man. When he's playing guitar, stopping a guy from jumping.
Yeah.
Jumps back in. I've got blisters on my fingers.
Karaoke. We should have an EST karaoke night.
I've been
I was
thinking that
literally
for years.
just going to say that.
You weren't even the EST wasn't a thing.
You
and I
guys
said
should
we
do
need
that.
an EST.
Actually, if I
karaoke
would
night.
do that, I'd add it to the Nasty Bash.
You should just add karaoke to the Nasty Bash in general.
That's what I'm saying.
that would be
Yeah.
out of hand.
Yeah, but
There's
that'd be
enough.
so
well, I
good.
guess.
You say you want to be out of hand?
No, it would get out of hand. Like it would
Any
be a
karaoke
lot.
night would.
I know,
That's
but
what you want at karaoke
but
night.
wouldn't we just go to a karaoke bar
We'll talk to Dusty.
on,
He'll-
like,
he'll take
karaoke
you.
night?
I'm not planning that.
and it would just be secret?
I'm not planning that.
Yeah, in the know.
It would be in
Be
the know.
more
It would just be
exclusive
for
than Damon's
nasties.
golf tournament.
Yes,
Yeah.
Although
like
I don't know-
pop up karaoke.
I don't know that's possible.
Well,
but
we'll
yeah,
be close.
pop up karaoke. We talk to the bar. We'd say we're taking over your bar for the night. Just don't worry about it. And it just goes out in the nasty chat, and it's like the biggest secret going. But everybody gets together and sings their faces off.
We should just do karaoke at the Nasty
Oh,
Bash
yeah.
though now.
I mean, karaoke's so intriguing,
And the
right?
best
Like
part is
it's
people you don't expect to like karaoke, and then they go up and just crush a song, and you're like, "This
Yeah.
is the best thing I've ever seen."
No,
Or-
it's bad. It's bad.
But it's
In
karaoke, so I
Mexico,
never
was
expect.
there.
I never
saw a
expect
couple people and I was
karaoke to be
like,
good
"Ugh."
though.
but that's where a lot of the worst acts, let's call it, they own it though.
Yeah, they
Because
know
in
they're
their
bad.
mind,
They don't
they
think
think
they're
they are
good.
so good. And I think
Or-
that's
okay, yeah,
the
sure.
best part of it to watch. I'm like, wow, they actually think they're that good. I love it.
It's
Well,
just
who's
fun.
that one guy that I see on my reels? He's like some old gray-haired guy from the U.S. He's super skinny and he dances.
And he's got the long hair.
Yeah.
and he's awful.
And he's terrible, but he's like sings and it's like he puts a camera up in his bedroom, and he's got like
I know who you're talking.
it's like
about.
a
I've seen
joke,
those.
but it's become
But it's
now
become
a thing.
and he makes videos, and he's just like AC/DC and,
Yeah.
and
There-
rock songs.
It's
There's somebody
Bad.
else actually is so good.
I mean, rarely
I'll bring 'em
karaoke is
up.
actually like good. It's like, wow, you weren't terrible. Good for you.
Gracie Jane's in St. Albert is the perfect place for EST karaoke.
I've heard that. Yeah, it's
There's
very
Rosie's,
eclectic.
which is it's all just off white.
Rosie's off white.
That's the big one that I know. Some like Dusty would go to with Evan Dom of the Elks.
Let's do it. I'll plan it.
Thank you.
There's what's this guy's name? Avi Sheck. So he does a bunch of covers like Radiohead and that. But his mom was, I don't know the full story, but someone can look it up. But I think in India, she was like a very, I don't know if she's prominent, but very good traditional singer. And they do duets. He was just on like the streets and it's amazing. Like, so he's like, yeah, I'm singing with my mom, but it is unbelievable.
Play
It's
some.
him and acoustic.
Hold it up to the thing.
Yeah, here.
Don't hold it up for more than 30 seconds. Oh yeah.
Radiohead. So they got a pretty big following now. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And he's got a great voice. So here he'll jump in there. Whoop. Sorry, I can't.
Damon, if
Wrong
you're not
band.
watching on the YouTube stream, Damon is okay.
Oh no, this was a Coldplay
Coldplay.
one. Sorry.
Oh,
There was
wow.
the Radiohead. Anyways,
That's a good karaoke song, by the way. Yellow.
Yellow.
That-
That's pretty slow.
Oh, well, who cares?
I don't know. It's gonna bring down the mood
Fill
a
the
little
dance floor, baby.
oh yeah.
Some people need to,
There's
get a
a
first
time
kiss in.
There's a time
Yeah,
and a place
that's
for a
right.
song like that.
Yeah.
If the
Closing
party's
time.
if the party's rocking and someone jumps in with that, it's like, okay,
Nice.
well, you just killed the vibe.
You can't do closing time till the last one though. Like,
The
it
Oath?
does have to be. Apparently,
Big Wreck?
Rashog has some notes on the Oilers. The EST Hangout, by the way, presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada Storage experts more than 2 decades helping Canadians through life transition. Canadian storage provider, sentinel.ca. Running TSN's Ryan Rashog. Pickard will start tonight. No Nuge. Draisaitl not taking line rushes, which would appear then he is out. Deneen and Ekholm both out by skating, but Ekholm doesn't appear to be in a pairing, so it looks like he might not be playing. Same lines as last game with 97. In Wallman also not out on the ice.
Wow.
So Pickard starts. Sounds like maybe no Nuge, no Draisaitl, no Ekholm. Similar lines as to last game, and Deneen is skating.
So basically, nothing's changed.
Pretty much, which I will say the Nuge one's a little interesting. I guess maybe not. If it's an illness,
I mean, if he's
got a
sick,
few
keep
more.
him away.
Yeah.
You don't want this team who's already depleted sick going into the playoffs.
Nurse, Bouchard, Kulak, Stetcher, Deneen, Emberson were the pairings on D. Skinner is going to dress.
But why is he not playing then?
I think maybe just to let him get at least just a little bit of action, like get a little bit closer.
Get
and
a
then have
sweat
him
on the bench.
Yeah.
Watch a little bit.
And then have him go Sunday.
It's encouraging Ekholm's on the ice, though.
Oh, that's
is-
But he was
good.
on the ice last time too.
Was he like before? Okay.
that was a great game.
What's up with
Wednesday.
Wallman?
Got nicked up an injury apparently. Or like re-aggravated a little bit of an injury or something like that.
Oilers love trading for injured players. It was a good game on Wednesday, though. That was exciting.
It was-
Just
actually
seeing Connor
just-
back is just
Seeing Connor
Jeez.
back and Corey Perry was great. And
the worm is warming.
The Oilers
Oh.
could clinch a playoff spot today. I think it's
today?
just a single point.
And they could clinch even if they lose and Minnesota wins. They just need
Yes.
the 1 point.
So does the NHL, have they posted it? Clinching scenarios for the Edmonton Oilers If they get at least 1 point versus the Sharks or the Flames lose to the Wild in any fashion, the Edmonton Oilers will officially clinch their playoff spot, which good job,
it's
Reed
happening.
Wilkins, for trying to rile up the fan base by talking on Wednesday about how this team might not make the playoffs.
Hey, they still might not.
He was just stating facts.
Yeah, but it was like,
It was the nature of his statements.
it was,
He can be a silly goose sometimes.
Oh, he's the silliest of
it
gooses.
was like, that's something I think people would more expect from me.
Big time.
Look,
They were in
there
the
was a
playoffs.
point.
There was no fear.
There was a time. There was a 30-hour period where
That
if Edmonton
Vancouver-
lost,
not
the
Vancouver.
Vancouver. Yeah, it was 2 weekends ago.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when they played Calgary.
Vancouver was playing the night before, and then they played Calgary Saturday night. If Vancouver won and the Oilers lost,
that would have been bad.
that would have been like a 2-point spread at that point, or 3-point spread.
It
Yeah,
would have changed
but
things for sure.
Vancouver wasn't good enough that they were going to rattle off, continue this whole way and get enough to pass the Edmonton Oilers. Sorry. The Oilers were never
Okay.
in fear of missing the playoffs.
Sorry,
this year.
Jasmine, your Canucks suck.
Yeah, there was no worry that the Oilers were going to make the playoffs.
The Oilers win tonight, clinch, Flames out.
Yep.
Everything's set.
And it's just matchups.
Does Ekholm or Draisaitl play the rest of the year?
You're not playing them on next Wednesday in San Jose.
No, for sure.
You're going to have rests on that day. You're going to have certain people not playing. I would assume there's a potential maybe the starting goalie's the one that doesn't start game one. Although last year I think Skinner played the last game of this.
They got lit up.
Yeah, it was a Colorado game,
That's
wasn't
because
it?
they didn't have Connor, Leon, Hyman, Boosh, Nurse. Like, they sat everybody.
I think, though, you'd want to get them into a game if you can. So you would try to maybe get them into the LA game.
I'd say Ekholm more than Leon. Because Leon did play against Calgary a week ago. Ekholm hasn't played in a lot longer. This feels like he hasn't played in longer than Leon's been out.
And I would say Trent Frederick, we won't see till game one, if then.
If then, which is unfortunate because that 7 minutes was great.
That was the best 7 minutes and 10 seconds I've seen of physical play by an Oiler this year.
That's very unfortunate because he did do what we've been looking for a player
6
to do.
seconds into the game, he drives a King into the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He starts a scrum in behind the net, and he has a scoring chance.
Yeah.
Pretty damn good for 7 minutes.
No, absolutely.
But TBD, bro.
TBD, bruh.
And then Kane can do that. No?
Hope so.
If Kane plays at all. By all, like, he's skating with the team. I mean,
It has
he's
been for a while.
At
has been-
times. Right now he's not skating. Now he just welcomed
Baby home.
a baby yesterday, and I guess they were in ICU for a little bit with them. So that would make sense why he wasn't on the ice for a period of time. But it's also, what is Evander Kane?
Well, that's it. What are you going to get from him?
Yeah, he's a hockey player.
I mean,
Okay, but what's he going to give you when you haven't seen him healthy and produce in a
bang.
number of years?
I'm an optimistic. I'm more of a half glass full guy. I think
am with
you're
him.
going to
It hasn't
get.
been a number of years. It's
I
been
think you're-
one season. He played in
2
the
years.
playoffs.
I think you're getting. You know what?
But he wasn't the same player. Like
Well, he wasn't
when
that
you
far
haven't
away
seen
from-
the Evander Kane that people are expecting. It's been a couple of years.
That's
Since
been
they've seen him.
pre-cut.
But Matt, you know what you're going to
Just a
get
couple
for him?
years.
You're going to get somebody that probably wants to come in and make a statement
Yes.
and kick ass and help this team win a Stanley Cup.
Doesn't sound like Evander Kane.
I
what
know.
you've described. That doesn't sound.
But-
Evander
but
Kane does
nobody
not
here-
put the
okay.
team first.
That's fine, but
Evander
when
Kane's the
you're
guy
forced
last
into a
year-
situation and you're saying you're playing in the playoffs,
Right, but he was also a guy last year that complained about not being in the top 6.
well, you can't really
That's why
complain
it's
about
like-
anything now. Just take what you get.
yeah,
you get what you get. You don't get upset.
In theory, is that what you're going to get from Evander Kane? Is the question.
I just
And
like
based
I said,
on his history, that's not exactly a
I
safe bet.
could be 100% wrong. It's just the optimism.
Like who?
Oh, Kane is
I
on
bet
the
you.
ice today too. Says
Oh,
Daniel
nice.
Nugent-Bowman. I will throw that one out.
I'll take a flyer on Kane in the playoffs over Kapanen or Derek
Well,
Ryan.
that's a
or
great
like,
point, Damon. Who are you
else is
comparing him
coming
to?
in?
Yeah.
You don't think you'd rather have Evander Kane than
No. I'm not.
Max Jones?
Well, depending on what. Max Jones isn't in the lineup.
I know, but
he won't be. Like, he's
Kane
not
over
going to be like
Kapanen, even if Kane's at 50%.
Kane
he's
over
gonna be more productive than
Janmark,
Kapanen.
Kane
100%, but if
over
he's-
Connor
the two
Brown,
things
Kane
is-
over.
Hey, he scored twice.
He might not do
Yeah.
as much. Though, like
Recency bias.
We'll see. But also, okay, you're thinking he's a bottom 6 player,
No,
Does
I'm
Evander-
not. I'm saying he's better than anybody we have in the
right?
bottom
But
six.
so he's going to play in the bottom 6, or is he
he
going to
may
play?
not.
So
Is he better than Podkolzin? Yes.
You would go put Evander Kane in the top 6.
Podkolzin's punching way above his weight class right now. He has been
I
all
don't even
year.
know if Podkolzin's the top 6 in the playoffs once the playoffs
That's what
are
I'm
healthy.
saying. But Kane could
Unless
easily
Leon has
replace
something to
him.
say
Well, no, I'm saying
Podkolzin
I don't
was-
even think he's slotted in right now to be a top 6 forward.
Podkolzin has been running
You've
in the
got
top
McDavid,
6.
you got Draisaitl, you got Hyman.
Well, you got McDavid,
Arvidsson.
Hyman, RNH.
Well, RNH is a
Then
third
you got
pairing.
Draisaitl, Arvidsson.
You might have RNH, Podkolzin.
I think you see-
and Arvidsson actually might drop to the third.
I think you
guess.
see Evander Kane on that line with Draisaitl. That's
Okay.
where I see him slotted in. With Arvidsson, Draisaitl, and Evander Kane. Right? Then you get Henrique, Perry, Skinner. I mean, that's pretty good third pairing or third line, right?
That's fourth.
Who's your top line?
You're taking Nuge
McDavid.
out of the
No,
third,
McDavid,
third line
Hyman, and
center.
McDavid, Hyman. Well, that's the thing. I don't know. Maybe you put McDavid, Hyman, Skinner,
Skinner and Brown on the third line.
Brown on the third line, and have Skinner or RNH still running a line. RNH has been contributing much more as a center.
I think so.
Well,
He has.
he's touching the puck a lot more. He's around it a lot more. It'd be interesting to see. But I'm just saying,
Because, okay, McDavid, Hyman, Frederick is the line. First line.
McDavid, Hyman, Frederick.
Potentially.
You're elevating Frederick to the top line.
I think he'd be a top 6 more than Evander Kane would be
Okay.
if he's healthy.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I just didn't think of it that way.
Because Hernan and I were going through it a couple days ago. And then who do we have in the second? I had it written down somewhere. Because then we had Nuge. Who did we put on the Nuge, Skinner? Did we have Brown with Draisaitl? Because we're trying to see who comes out of the lineup. Because we had Kapanen and Jones, I think, out of the lineup. That brought in a couple players. But if Evander Kane comes in, it was a very good question who comes out. But I don't know if he's coming in, he's going to be a top 6. And then that's the question is Evander Kane okay with that?
I think in the playoffs he will be.
Especially for a guy who hasn't played all season, I would think he's just going to be happy to be in the lineup.
Yeah.
Again,
Again,
as you're saying that doesn't sound like Evander
As
Kane
soon
that
as
we
it came
know.
out of my mouth, I'm like, I know that's not what
That isn't the
he
Evander Kane that we've
sounds
known
like,
or
but
ever have seen. So it'd be a very different.
Having a child
maybe
can
he's
change your
changed now with all
perspective.
these kids and stuff.
Well, he's had children, so
I know, but having a newborn, maybe it changes outlook.
I mean, you throw a carrot out there, go bang on the third or fourth, see how you
give
do.
give us a couple games of banging bodies and moving the puck, and we'll elevate you. Seems pretty easy,
Yeah. He's a wild card, no question.
big
but
time.
I can just see him replacing a body we have in the lineup today in the playoffs.
Easily.
I'll watch that all day long.
who's worried about the LA Kings?
I'm not at all.
Really?
I'm
There's
not.
always a little bit, but
I'm as worried about the Kings this year as I've been about the Oilers playing any team at any time, because the Oilers could simply Oiler and lose it. But I'm not worried that the Kings are just going to beat the Oilers because they're the better team. Their home record doesn't scare me at all. You don't need to win 4 in LA. You need to
I
win
agree
1.
with that.
And they played them tight after Christmas when they are terrible coming out of a break, got to overtime, and that's a coin flip. It was a decent game missing your big guys in LA the other day. They beat them at home. I don't know. The home record thing doesn't scare me at all.
Kemper?
I don't know.
Because the numbers not far from Hellebuck this season, and historically 12-4-4 against the Edmonton Oilers.
yeah, I mean, it's playoffs are different, right? So are we in their heads?
And I think that's a huge thing, because if you go in there and win game 1, if they're in LA,
That to me is a big one.
It's
That's
all
a
of a
big-
sudden,
that's a
here we
big
go
one.
again.
That I think might be series.
It's here
in
we
a
go
sense.
again.
Yeah.
And even if you lose game 1 and the Kings win, well, the Kings have won game 1 of a series versus the Oilers before, and look what happened. I think the Kings need to get up 2-0 or 3-1 before they're even close to like, okay, we can do this maybe. The Oilers have that in the back, that they've come back. They had to win game 6 in LA 3 years ago and then win game 7. And then, I mean, logic dictates they're going to sweep them because they went 7-6-5. Next year, the 5th season, that's the toss-up. It's going to be a sweep. That's just, it's the math. 7-6-5-4.
Saying if we're going with that one, I'm going with you don't beat a team 4 years in a row.
But you will.
Yeah. No, it'll be a series, that's for sure.
I think this will be the closest, like the tightest series
That these two teams
that
have
these
faced.
two have
Yes.
played,
Yes.
for sure. And this Kings team does, I think, have the best opportunity this year, just because they're playing better. Oilers have had home ice 3 times. They might not this year. Probably won't. But right there, it's like, well, you finished higher in the standings. You were the better team through the regular season. Yeah, the Oilers obviously have missed a lot of guys recently, and if they didn't have that 0-5 stretch right there, that changes everything. If they go 2-3 on that trip, they're tied with the Kings right now. They go 3-2, they're ahead of them. Like,
Can you give that to me?
Well, if you still have Connor and Leon, right? And
Right
they're
there,
like,
like,
you know
that's-
what? Leon's like, look what I did on one leg. It's like we just went to
can
game
never-
7 in
Connor
the
can win a
final.
game himself. Leon can win a game himself.
Yeah, it's like we got this.
Connor and Leon themselves right there is obviously a big reason why it's like, yeah, I'm not worried about it against anybody because those two could just go and do it themselves.
Well, I'm glad we're having this talk because actually I'm more confident now than I was coming here that we're going to win it.
Toxic positivity, baby. Let's go.
Absolutely.
So I got the lines from Stoff.
Somebody said, D-Rock said in the Paris Jewelers inbox that Daily Faceoff has Skinner confirmed as a starter.
Okay, well, Daily Faceoff is wrong because the people at the rink are saying it's Pickard.
Just saying.
What I'm telling you,
People-
I'm telling that person that
People want to know.
Don't care.
So
This is what
we-
Ryan Rashog had.
Boots on the ground.
Tom
Tommy's
Gazzola
there.
has now tweeted that
Yeah, but
Pickard
you
worked
can't
in the starter's
trust
net.
Tommy.
And Bob Stauffer has the morning lines, which includes Pickard as the starting
Tommy's
goalie.
thinking about a
So
buffet
Ryan
after the
Rashog, Tom Gazzola, Bob Stauffer, all saying Calvin Pickard. McDavid in between Skinner, Brown, Henrique in between Arvidsson, Hyman, Janmark between Podkolzin and Perry, Philp between Jones and Kapanen, Kane was skating with Draisaitl as extras, Nurse, Bouchard, Kulak, Stetcher, Deneen, Emberson with Ekholm skating as an extra, Pickard, Skinner in that order. Not on the ice was Nuge and Woolman. So there
But
you go.
Dry's going to speak to the media, right? After this?
Is he? Oh, I
Yes.
think that's what
Yes.
Leon's or Tommy
They
said.
confirmed that yesterday.
Yeah, but they also got confirmed that McDavid wasn't going to be playing on
Oh.
Wednesday, and McDavid played on
A
Wednesday.
little salty.
I don't care. Some
Hey,
other
let's
people do.
let's change
Salt
gears.
watery.
Let's talk NFL draft. That's around the corner, right?
Oh.
What are the Jags going to do? I don't even know who's. I know Tennessee has
Well,
the top pick, don't they?
They're going to
Every mock draft, we have that Graham, the interior lineman, Michigan.
take it to the limit.
Take it to the limit.
Don't touch a QB in the first round is my
It's in
advice
my
to
Yeah,
teams.
beach.
this year.
Shadur Sanders is
My
going to get
beach
drafted
house.
way too high.
Same with Cam Ward.
Yeah.
I've watched Cam Ward play. I've watched him play at both of his universities because he was a Washington State Cougar, and I love the Cougs. And then he went to my Miami Hurricanes, who I love more. I've watched him. He's a good quarterback. He might have a decent career. He makes mistakes in the worst times. He throws the pick. Like, obviously, you never want to throw a pick, but he throws the pick in those situations where you're down 7, you're in the red zone. That's when he throws his pick and stuff. He is not a guy that I think is going to convert perfectly into the National Football League. So I wouldn't touch either of those two quarterbacks. I don't think there's a franchise quarterback in the first round this year. Tennessee, Cleveland, Giants, New England, Jacksonville. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
A lot of mock drafts have Hunter going to Cleveland. I don't know if he'll fall in the Jags laps at 5.
Cleveland just signed Joe Flacco.
Yeah,
Good backup.
why not? A nice homecoming, feel good. It's like, hey, here's our feel good. Our other quarterback, feel bad. So maybe there's a bit of balance, right?
Who are you? Lions.
Go Lions.
That's what you are.
Mm.
You've got the 28th pick. My Ravens have 27. Washington has 29. 27, 28, 29. We're all right there. There's a 75% chance the Baltimore Ravens trade that pick and go to the second round.
Yeah, I don't care. I've never cared less in a draft because the draft that mattered was last year,
Yeah, right.
and we got our guy, JD.
How confident were you when they drafted
Not.
him?
I mean,
No,
there
just
was,
no, like
no,
as a
because there was-
Washington fan, right?
Yeah, well,
Because
I was
there's a
happy we
lot
got-
of debate.
I was. You know what? Truthfully, I was happy that the Bears took Caleb Williams. I just think the way that Jaden Daniels played in college, his ability to use his feet, throw on the run, it just reminded me so much of RG3, but a much more
It's great, Mike
accomplished
Shannon.
passer.
And calm. Like he just
Dude, I didn't realize that about him. He is stoic. Like he is, and like you look at like they added Debo Samuel.
That's a good pickup.
Like, and I know that he's had his injury issues in San Francisco, but I also think he wanted to get out of San Francisco. I think San Francisco's bubbles bursted. I don't now. Smith TM14 and I can continue our debate on. I'm misplacing his name right now. Their starting quarterback,
Brock Purdy?
Brock Purdy. I don't know if he's the answer either, to be honest with you.
I think he's great for the system, but I think a lot of quarterbacks can be really good in that system.
just like the Patriots. No offense to Brady.
You think the more system than Tom?
Yep.
Interesting.
Takes hot.
So, for
Yeah, I would
example,
agree.
so this is one example I would use quite often is if you had a Stafford, like in the dark days in Detroit, in New England, and Brady in Detroit. I mean, two very different
I
teams.
think Detroit
but
goes to the playoff. It has more like I think Tom Brady carries the Lions to a couple playoff wins because they had some decent teams in there.
couple playoff wins versus Super Bowls, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I mean,
But I also don't think Matt Stafford goes and wins 6 Super Bowls. Was it 6? I think it was 6 because they won the 3 early, and they beat Atlanta. They beat the Rams. Did they beat someone else? The Seahawks. Yeah, I think he has 6 there. I don't think he wins. Like I think that is one. I feel very comfortable just saying I don't think Tom would have won 6 without Bill, and Bill would have won 6 without.
well, and it's
That is
yeah,
very much you just had a situation where you had the greatest coach and the greatest quarterback together,
it worked,
and it was just the perfect storm of that.
and they protected the quarterback.
Yeah,
Look, they put so much emphasis on the O line, and that's why I watch the Jags. And like Lawrence is on his back all game, right? So I mean, if you can keep someone like a Brady on their feet the whole game, like there you go, right? But
This one comes in on the Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999. What do you guys think of Geno Smith in Vegas? I mean,
United.
yeah,
with-
the obvious connection with Pete Carroll. But, you know, Geno overachieved last year in Seattle.
He's achieved the last couple of years in Seattle.
I don't know that his time's up either. And I just want to say,
I also though think Sam Darnold is not the answer for Seattle.
Smitty the Welder in the Nasty Chat says, LOL, Samuel, I'm sure he's referring to Debo Samuel, is done. Okay, why? I'm more than willing to hear your reasoning why, but you can't just say Samuel's done because he was injured last year.
The one flip side I could go is whenever you see a big player, quarterback, wide receivers get moved, how often do they actually then become that quarter receiver?
But he's
again?
not being asked to be the number one.
Fair.
Washington has that
and he
guy.
can do
It's like
so many
They've got
different
Terry
things.
McLaurin. He's being asked to take a load off of Terry McLaurin and be a second weapon. He's not coming in as a primary target.
That's fair.
I think this is a perfect
That's
role
important.
for him.
And you know what? Like Debo, I will take 6 games from him
line
during
him
the
up in
year.
the backfield too.
Yeah, and he can be injured half of the season. He's gonna produce more than a lot of other guys. Fantasy wise, don't trust him.
Yeah, very good point.
Yeah,
No,
I'm excited. It just allows
I'd be
Terry to
excited
take
if
the
I
top
were-
off the defense more than he already is.
He's good.
Can't wait.
Says he replies, can't stay healthy. That's why he's done. The official drink of the EST Hangout is Finnish Long Drink. Legend in 1952, a drink unlike any other sparkling refreshment. Real liquor, longdrink.com/Canada. Find a
nice.
liquor store and establishment nearest you with the long drink in stock. You could also get it down at OEG. Your thoughts on the long drink? I don't know if you've ever had one.
Oh, I've had a few
Okay.
before. They're delicious. I had one at the last Oilers game I was at, actually. Very good.
So have you had both?
Yeah.
So which one do you prefer?
I mean, I don't think there's that much of a difference between the two. I think they're both good.
What the sugar free
Yeah.
and I prefer the regular. To be honest,
If it's cold, they're tasty.
that's a great point.
My favorite beer is Brie.
Cold.
Second favorite's cold.
Yeah.
Third favorite's in my hand.
All of the above.
If I can get all 3, it's a good day.
So what? Now that you're on the Hangout today, do you get like a hall pass from work?
Oh, I took the day off.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not going back to work after this. Can't come down from this high.
Going for lunch? What are you doing?
No, I'm probably going to go to the Bottle Depot.
Ah, big Bottle
Nice.
Depot day.
Big Bottle Depot day.
I love Bottle Depot day. What do you think you're going to get back from?
That's always a fun game.
Oh.
Like how many bags are we talking here?
Oh, it's a truckload for
It's
sure.
a truckload. So we're
Like, it'll
talking
probably be close.
15 bags.
Oh, yeah, probably.
That could be
It'll
a.
be probably close to
It
100
could
bucks.
be unless you're not
120
paying
bucks.
attention.
Oh, no, these guys are good.
Oh, good point.
These guys are good. I've never had a problem with them. I've gone to them with trailer loads before and just left them and then gotten a check after. Like,
Wow.
they're pretty trustworthy. So I've never had issues with them. And-
trailer loads.
yeah, well, when I went to Europe, that was my spending money. We had one of our bays in our machine shed was full of bottles from years of parties and stuff. So we loaded it up and got close to $1,000.
Wow.
And then we did the same thing before we went to Vegas last year. We got $800.
Nice.
So when like these minor league hockey teams come to your doors like, hey, do you have any bottles?
That's why living in
No.
the country's good. They don't come to our doors.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So there you go. I
Yeah.
guess. Okay. So, yeah, that makes more sense. I'm going to what's your address? I'm going to send a bunch of these teams over.
Oh, yeah, I'll get that to you, Damon.
Put you in a dilemma. Is like, sorry, nothing. Just don't look in the warehouse.
Yeah, don't look in there or in that pile that's sitting over there to take.
Bottle Depot I go to in Sherwood Park has it's automated, like it's automatic. So they just push it into the thing,
It
and then
counts
it counts them and puts them on a conveyor belt,
Oh,
and it counts them going in. So
You
there's
don't
no-
have to- you don't have to sort
or
yours,
does
though.
it?
I watch closely.
That's my.
I
went
watch
with
like
you,
a hawk.
This
I
is
watch like a
office
hawk.
space. They could do it like
Also, at the end-
delete 2 cans.
At
per
the end of the
100 or
day,
something.
if they're
Exactly.
Is someone
if they're
gonna know?
taking a couple bucks
Because
out
for
of
me,
my
if I'm
$60
there,
loan, I don't
I'm
care.
just gonna.
These aren't in
I'm
my
gonna go
house
on
anymore
TikTok
or
and
in
not
my
pay
shop.
attention.
Yeah, and then
That's
that's
what
a
they're
quick
doing.
like 2, 4, 6, 8. And they could just
Yes.
skip a couple.
Good for them.
Great business plan, though.
That dime they're taking from me is good for them.
Hey, you add it up.
Sure. And when you give me
Again,
$120
it's
for bottles, I don't care if it's
off-
supposed to be 125.
Office space. It was that fraction
True.
of a cent or whatever, but it adds up.
Sure.
That's right.
I mean, I'll give that to you. And there is some sketchy ones out there, sure. But I don't know. I trust these guys.
What's Damon got going today? Work.
Yeah, meetings and just try to get everything done before I am going to the game tonight. So my brothers and I, it's
Nice.
we try to get to a game once a year type thing. So that's tonight. So just got to make sure I get everything put behind me, clear my head. But yeah, it's so busy right now. You just kind of got to.
Old sloppy coming out, eh?
Old Sloppy's coming out.
Nice.
Yeah. So it'll be
The Lincoln nickname.
That's a nickname, all right.
yeah.
You say busy time. Is there ebbs and flows with like the market usually, and then like certain months are usually higher than others, or is it just
Usually.
it hits?
Yeah. So, I mean, a few years back, you would have like normal markets. So like, this is when I'm going to go on vacation these 2 weeks of the year. Right. And it's so unpredictable right now. I mean, there's hardly any inventory right now. So with buyers, you're just like taking calls, chasing, and even listings. Like a lot of properties overall are moving pretty quick. Yeah. It's just low inventory. So it is like up and go time if somebody calls. So, which is fun. Like, you want to be that, but at the same time, you can only do so much too. So
somebody's looking to sell. Might be a good time.
it'd be a very good time. And then, but some people don't. You got to look at the other side of it
Yeah,
too.
you can sell it quick,
You're
but
buying back in, right?
Trying to buy now and there's not much
Yeah.
to buy. It's
Yeah.
if you're able to sell a property, sure, but if you're looking to sell and then buy a new one, yeah, it can be tough. Sure.
Yeah, exactly. So today's good. Start on the
Double-edged sword.
Hangout, and I usually don't need to navigate rush hour traffic. Typically, going from Sherwood Park to West End, it was actually pretty good today. But
Somebody wants to get in touch with you for buying or selling a home.
yeah, you can. DamonBunting.com is a website. Damon Bunting Real Estate, Instagram. My cell phone's out there too. So just call, text, message me, and then we can chat.
Person you want to go through. You're looking to buy or sell right now or in the future. Jay, you've got the Reed Wilkins show today.
Yeah, man.
What are you
What's
doing?
up?
What's up? We've got Jed Roberts joining us, a regular weekly guest.
Great guest.
We're going to talk about hockey. We're going to talk about the Masters with him, and then Tommy's joining us at 5:20 to set up the game tonight. But
Thanks,
there'll
Chris.
be Oilers, there'll be Masters, and we
It's a
meander.
Friday on the Reed
We
Wilkins show, so
meander.
there'll be just some random shit.
Yeah,
too.
it'll probably be a giant what show.
That's 3 to 6, 1 to 3. I'm on EST afternoons with Zach. It's just the two of us. Adam Stanley, golf writer from the Masters, will join us. I also think I got James Herbert from CBS Sports to talk some NBA. It's the final weekend of the regular season of the NBA.
nice.
We'll talk some Oilers as well.
Hoop ball.
We got the oil stream coming up at noon. We got the lock shop coming up next. Damon, Big U, thanks for coming in.
It was a
Thank
pleasure.
you.
This was a
It was
fun
great.
Friday.
That was fun.
I enjoyed,
I enjoyed
this one. Jay, I'm looking forward to seeing you for the rest of the day still here. 'Cause
Me
it's
too.
always great being around you.
Yeah, God bless air conditioning.
Yeah, thankfully,
True.
once you figure out where the breakers are, it works really nice.
Breakers are important.
On
They are
behalf of Jay,
important.
Big U, Damon, I'm Matt. Thanks for tuning in to the EST Angle presented by Sentinel Storage live right here on your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, Edmonton Sports Talk. As I said, Lock Shop coming up in just a few minutes with Dusty and Huss. Don't go anywhere.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First time guest, long time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here. Joining us today,